Hello everyone, my name is Caden and welcome back to more Paranormasight, the Mermaid's Curse. Last time we started off our little adventure here in Paranormasight, and I'm already very interested in seeing all these curses and stuff. So let's get right back into it, shall we? Alright, so we can't do anything more with Yumeko, nothing with Sato, our only choice is to continue with Yuza. Now, it looks like we still haven't fully finished this, which is a bit confusing to me, but oh well. What is this saying? It's weird. Sorry, I was just checking something. Alright, sorry about that. Anyways, let's continue, shall we, with Memories of the Last Summer. Memories of the Last Summer, Yuza Minakuchi. The promised day arrives. After their usual morning dive, the group of four meet at the dock. August 8th, 1980.
Hey, Azami! Yuza! Over here! Good timing. I just got back too.
Well, Tsukasa, how'd it go?
Not too shabby if I do say so myself. Check this out. 2 whole scallops.
Seriously, Tsukasa? You don't get bragging rights for picking up 2 measly scallops.
Sure do. That was hard work. You should be praising me.
Say, Yuza, how many scallops did you get on your first dive again? 17, I think.
No way! Are you kidding me? I guess there's a good reason they call you the patron saint of diving.
Dang it, now my cover's blown. That'll teach me to snag every scallop I see. Anyway, Tsukasa, don't let this get you down. You'll improve over time.
Man, I've been diving way longer than you, but you're better than me already. Some people are just born to be Ama divers. If you ask me, all that matters is that everyone made it back safe and sound.
True. You always know the best thing to say, Sato.
But for the record, I would have preferred a bigger haul of scallops. Then we could have had a feast.
Guess I should have seen that coming.
So, what's your plan for today? Remember, Tsukasa, it's up to you.
Right, we promised we'd do whatever you want today. You name it, we'll make it happen.
Now that's more like it. Let's see, first of all, I want us to all go for a swim in the sea.
Oh, sounds great. Can't even remember the last time we did something like that, just for fun.
Right? I want us to forget work and just enjoy the sparkling sea for a change. I even brought a new swimsuit for this. You got one picked out too, right, Sato? Sure do. And after that, when it gets dark, let's set off some fireworks. Ooh, fireworks. And then let's have a barbecue on the beach and cook up everything we caught today.
Sounds like a plan. Just leave it to us. Everyone ready? Let's do this. Yippee! There's a shark! It's coming this way! Better watch out, Azami.
That was a close one, Azami.
What the heck? I'm a good swimmer, but there's no way I'm good enough to outswim a shark. Oh god. It's okay. I'll keep you pinned down. Just get out of here while you can. And here, take this pin. That's something to remember me by. Keep it with you always. Sorry, Yuza. I don't really dig shark fins that much. My heart.
Look at the sea. It's like there are diamonds floating on the surface.
It really sparkles, huh? Sure is pretty.
That shark's pretty cool. I should have picked a shark instead of the life buoy.
No.
But he's having such a blast. I can't bring myself to ask for a ride on it.
No, this is cute. Oh, I have to click to continue. I was about to say, like... Once grilled squid coming right up. Don't throw it. It's piping hot. You're getting squid juice everywhere. Let's see how you like it. Gotcha. That's hot!
You did that to yourself.
Hey, check out this huge sea snail, Tsukasa. It's massive.
That's right. I may still be a rookie when it comes to scouts, but I got a haul of sea snails to make up for it. So eat up, Azami. Have as many as you want. Hey, can I borrow that ladder?
Sure. Want some squid too?
Oh, so I can just grill it directly.
Yeah, that's Kameshima's specialty. Fireworks-style squid. Wait, you're actually doing it? Ah! The juice is going everywhere! It burns!
Whoops, sorry. My hand slipped.
There it is, the famous Yuza one-man show. Aw. These are cute. Oh, wow, that was exceptionally short. Okay, so it looks like I have to do something different now. Is there something... It says resume here. Start from after underwater gathering. Okay, so there's something here that I've missed out on, apparently. Right, so at that, blah, 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 blah. Got fair share bit of diving in. Dive rank gone up. Feeling different now? Any weird changes? Nope. This all seems the same. Talk about the hole. Is there like a question? Is there? Social process what happened. I've got to tell Azami. Kameshima. Whoops. A storm. A fishing boat. There's apparently something I've missed here. What did it say the Autobahn was? I already forgot. It was... space. What? Wait. But it's not doing anything. What? Anyways. Am I gonna have to look up a guide? It's me! At least, I am at least glad that the game's kind of like zoomed in on like, oh hey, this portion here is where you've missed something, probably. The problem is, I'm not smart. Tomokazuki. Never heard of it. What's the point? I'm hitting the space bar. It says space is auto. No, not that. Gameplay guide. How to play. Hold the cancel button. Wait. What did it say about the cancel button? Wait a minute. This ain't working. Could you tell I'm confused? What happened afterwards? That's the case. Legends. These are all things we've read before, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we read about the symbols. And then I remember how the reunion thing. Do you think it has anything with what we were looking into? This is when we had the recollection, right? Something along here, alongside here. There's more. So is that just gonna send me back again? It is. I am actually unironically gonna have to look at the guide. I don't know what it is I'm missing. Not that. Paranormasight, Mermaid's Curse. Under water. Just gonna have to look at my whole ass guide. I don't know what I've missed. It says there's no check mark here, so there's something I'm missing here. Go back immediately. Ah, wait, this is different. Right? Yeah, this is different. Okay, here we go. I just never selected this option. Gotcha. Yeah, this is all different. We never saw this before. Hey, Yuza, I took your cash to market while you were changing. Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. If you keep this up, you should be able to make a healthy profit, even with the price of gas. That's great. I'll have to keep at it then. There you are, zombie. Don't tell me you went out fishing, who? Oh, Chie, how's your back doing?
Not going to get any better lounging around at home, that's for sure. More importantly, no one's meant to be taking their boats out right now because of the storm that's on the way. Don't tell me you didn't hear.
Yeah, but it was more of a warning than a rule, and the weather looked fine, so I figured it was okay.
You should know better than that, zombie. You youngins never listen. Do you?
Veteran Amadiver, Chie Toyama. Veteran Amadiver, 59 years old, the de facto leader of the Amadivers on Kamishima. She is a highly influential figure on the island. She married into a family on Kamishima shortly after the end of the Second World War at the age of 20 and has been working as an Amadiver for close to 40 years, rarely missing the opening day of each diving season. She's displayed a natural talent for diving ever since her days as an apprentice, coming to be known as Chie the Mermaid for the deft ease in which she moves through the water. In her heyday, she earned more money than her husband, enough to send all three of her sons to university, an achievement that she takes great pride in and also earned her considerable authority in her household. Now a grandmother to 7, a back injury has led her to being less active than she used to be, but she's still considered one of the most experienced divers on the island. Her graceful swimming shows no sign of decline, continuing to inspire others even now. Her estimated diver rank is 67. Interesting.
And going out with that Minakuchi boy of all people.
Actually, a zombie only took his boat out because I asked him to help out with my work.
Wait a dang second. Don't tell me you went out to dive.
I feel like I need a save here, but I'm going to say yes. I'm going to tell her the truth. Yes, I did. I was thinking I can follow in Grand's footsteps and become an Ava diver.
Absolutely not. I will not allow it.
What? Why? Hughes is a member of the association, same as everyone else. As long as he follows the rules, it should be fine, right? Sure, it's rare for guys to become Ava divers, but it's not like it's forbidden or anything.
That ain't what I'm talking about. I'm saying he shouldn't be allowed in the sea. It's obscene is what it is. Everyone agreed to put up with him being on the island for Suyu's sake. And now he gets in his head to go diving, of all things. Have you no sense, boy? Seems like I have to have a few words with Suyu. You not knowing your place is going to cause everyone trouble. Let's not mean a coochie boy. You better keep your head down and stay put on dry land where you belong. No more diving, you hear?
Hey now, you don't think that's going a bit too far? There's no need to lay into use it like that.
Asami,
What?
you really don't think anything of all this, after what his mother did?
Nope, not at all. Yuza hasn't done anything wrong. He was a victim of the disaster too, maybe more than anyone else.
Recently, there's been a strange rumbling coming from the sea, the same rumbling as 5 years ago. Everyone's scared of what might be coming. They're bracing themselves for another big disaster.
Oh, is that what you meant by a storm? The weather forecast said things are going to stay calm for a bit, though.
To hell with the weather forecast. It didn't save us 5 years ago. Anyhow, you see why we gotta stay in the god of the sea's good graces. No doing anything to upset them, got it?
Oh, that's just mean. Don't let it get you down, Yuza. She ain't a bad person at heart, but the old folks here are all pretty firm in their beliefs, I guess. Yeah, it's only natural. I was kind of expecting it, to be honest. Still, I didn't think she'd get that mad. Guess they have a bigger chip on their shoulders about all this than I thought. It seems like they really think your mom was to blame for the disaster. Yeah. I guess wanting to get to the bottom of things there was one of my reasons for becoming an Ama diver. Yeah, everyone's been avoiding the topic until now, but that can't go on forever. Hey, you two, who? Huh? No, it's Kikuko.
Yeah, you two over here there. Can I get some help with these boxes here? I need to get them to the warehouse.
Local Ama diver, Kikuko. Tsutsui.
Hello.
Female Ama diver, 28 years old. Woman born and raised on Kamishima. Unmarried, she is known for her friendly, sociable nature and almost sisterly tendency to look after others, both of which make her a familiar face to many on the island. Ever since her school days, Kikuko harbored a strong desire to leave Kamishima and make a life for herself elsewhere. While most of her classmates began working as Ama divers following graduation from middle school, she decided to enroll in a boarding school as a first step towards fulfilling this goal, going on to graduate from a junior college in Aichi Prefecture and then finding a job in general administration at a company in Ise City. However, because her assigned work consisted only of unfulfilling menial tasks like pouring tea and answering calls, she left after only 1 year. She changed jobs repeatedly over the following years, but found no further luck in subsequent workplaces. Eventually, recognizing that success as an Ama diver is determined solely by the extent of one's physical prowess and ingenuity, she came to find the idea of such work appealing and moved back to Kamishima 4 years ago. Despite her late start as an Ama diver compared to her peers, she leveraged her high athletic ability, a talent which even saw her star in the national athletic meet during her school days, and her innate knack for analytical thinking and research to consistently turn out good results, and she has since earned the respect of even the veteran Ama divers of the island. Her estimated diver rank is 41. Kikuko has had scant luck with men, having been introduced to several potential partners only to be turned down by all of them. Her parents, anxious for her future, worry that the large birthmark on her face is to blame, but Kikuko herself remains unfazed, citing her lack of interest in marriage as the primary cause, something which has caused them no end of concern. Although she endeavored to hide her birthmark with makeup while at school and during her time as an office worker, she has since embraced it, proudly proclaiming it to be her symbol. I thought it was a scar or something.
Phew, thanks. I knew I could rely on you youngins to help out.
Youngins? You're a youngin too, Kikuko.
How kind. Pretty sure you're the only ones who'd say that, though. I was told out of nowhere to make sure anything valuable is stored away in case the storm hits. What a pain.
So you're getting ready for the storm too?
Yep, pretty silly when the weather is this good, huh? It's not like I could say no, though. Speaking of pains, I overheard Chie giving you an ear for it just now. Are you seriously planning on becoming an Ama diver, Yuza?
Well, that was the plan, but it looks like I might be forced into retirement before I even begin.
Why now? Didn't you come back here to look after Suyu?
Yes, but I still have to work, and I've always been interested in Ama diving. Graham was also pretty down about no longer being able to dive, so I thought it might cheer her up a bit.
Ah, so you want to follow in Suyu's footsteps. Still, you must have noticed that everyone was on edge just at the thought of you coming back here. If they hear you went diving, there'll likely be a bit of an uproar.
They're really that set against Yuza going in the sea? I never heard anyone say anything like that.
Well, they don't say it where you can hear it. Everyone loves you here, and they know you're close with Yuza. They probably feel they can't be that tough on him with you around.
What was that?
Oh, never mind. I forget I said anything. I can't deny there's been this creepy rumbling come from the sea recently, though it's no wonder everyone's unnerved. If some sort of disaster does end up happening again and Yuza gets caught doing something he wasn't meant to, that'll probably be it for him.
Yeah, that's what I don't get. Do people seriously believe Yuza's mom caused that storm? Everyone suffered because of it, including Yuza's family. It's so stupid.
Hey, I also think it's stupid too. But the truth is, there are a bunch of people who believe it, so making a fuss about it isn't going to get you anywhere, right? Besides, even if this storm doesn't come in the end, a different kind of storm may already be brewing.
A different kind of storm?
Well, you shouldn't have any trouble if you keep your head down. Just be good and do what you're told, and no one will get on your case, yeah?
Give me a break. Why's he gotta keep his head down here? He was born and raised on Kamishima just like everyone else.
Hey, getting at me won't change anything. If he upsets you that much, why don't you leave? Leaving a place like this behind might be for the best, don't you think?
Maybe, but I can't just ask my gran to move somewhere else at her age.
Then you'll just have to put up with it. If you want to blame anyone, blame your mom.
Did his mom even do anything 5 years ago? No one wants to tell us anything.
No idea how they came back here after the disaster, so I don't know what happened at the time. Mr. Wakamura always seems like he knows more than he lets on, though. Now that I think about it, why don't you just ask Suyu what she knows?
Suyu?
I've already asked Gran about it countless times. She says she doesn't know anything.
And you don't think that's a bit suspicious? If anyone knows something, it'd be her, right?
You might be right.
She's pretty hard to read. I wouldn't be able to tell if she was hiding something anyway.
Anyway, I do feel bad for you, but you just gotta grin and bear it, for everyone's sake, eh? Thanks for the help, you two. Try to stay out of trouble, okay?
Kikuko really seemed like she didn't know anything, huh? Folks are way more on edge than I thought.
Yeah, I've gotten the sense I'm not exactly welcome here ever since I got back. But I didn't think trying to make a living here would lead to that much backlash. I didn't realize everyone disliked my mom quite that much, or that they were so suspicious of her.
Seems like the timing wasn't great either. Everyone went up with these ill omens that are happening right now.
Still, I'm sure now that my mom must have had some sort of secret. And I'm almost certain it had to do with what we're looking into. If everyone hears that I went diving today, it might prompt people to start talking about what happened 5 years ago.
True. If there's any time to ask about your mom, it's now. I think we should see what old man Wakamura and Suyu have to say about all this too.
Yeah, assuming Gran agrees to talk about it anyway. There we go. Ooh. Oh! Wait a minute. What the? Everything got shifted a bit. We now have Cursed. The residents of Kamishima are extremely against Yuza becoming a Nama diver. Yuza believes is that the hidden secret behind his deceased mother, Mayor Minakuchi, is the reason for this, and that it is also the key to finding the mermaid, so he begins a full-scale search. Alright.
True. If there's any time to ask about your mom, it's now. I think we should see what old man Wakamura and Suyu have to say about this too.
Yeah, assuming Gran agrees to talk about it anyway. Alright, so Minakuchi resident. What if we go to all these other spots? Let's go to Chua Street. What's over here? Hello.
Seems like a bit of commotion over there. Maybe they know something about the rumors. Want me to go ask?
That'd be great, thanks.
Hey, what's up? Did something happen?
Oh, this is Ami. I don't know if you've heard, but
15 minutes later. Welcome back.
Man, once they got started, they never stopped talking. Anyway, nothing about your mom, I'm afraid, but they did have some... They did have some interesting things to say.
Interesting things?
Do you want the normal news first or the worrying news?
Give it to me. My anxiety. Let's hear the worrying news.
Okay, then. There are reports that 2 Amadires have gone missing. Apparently both cases were around Ijika town on the mainland.
Oh, were they diving accidents or something?
I guess so. It seems like it's still under investigation, though.
The sea hasn't been that rough lately. But I guess it's a dangerous job, so you never know what might happen.
Still, 2 Amadires going missing one after another is pretty unusual, so it does make you wonder. It wasn't that long ago there was all that talk about human bones being found in the sea near Toba, you know?
I remember that, yeah. Isn't that also near Ijika?
Maybe this is why Chie was going on about bad omens.
Yeah, it's definitely worrying news. What about the normal one, though? How about the normal news?
So we got a bunch of tourists visiting right now as usual. But what's really got people talking is that there are 2 foreigners among them today.
Oh, really? I hear that Ise Grand Shrine sees a lot of foreign visitors, but it's unusual for them to come to the outlying islands like this.
Snort seems they've been going around asking a bunch of questions. And get this. Apparently they said they've come here looking for mermaids.
Mermaids?
Curious, right?
Yeah, right when we were looking into them too.
And that's not all. For some reason they were asking about your mom, Mayor Minakuchi, too.
What? But why would foreign visitors be asking about my mom?
Seems like people think they're pretty shady. I was told not to go near them and everything.
No, I definitely want to hear what they have to say. I wonder where they are right now.
They're probably still in Kamishima at least. The question is where. Well, I guess if we see 2 Westerners around, we'll know who they are, huh? Apparently they're an older man and a younger girl.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll know them when we see them. Hope we manage to find them.
Okay, looks like that's all the info we're gonna get around here.
Let's try going somewhere else. What if I go back to the jetty? Is there anything that happens? Oh, hey, Kikuko.
Oh, looks like Kikuko's back. Wanna try talking to her again?
Yeah, let's give it a shot. Kikuko!
But no, I've had my fill of shady rumors for the day, okay? If you want to talk, let's talk about something fun instead.
Some fun? Got an ideas, Yuza?
Well, how about this? Working as an diver. Did you go diving today as well, Kikuko?
Oh, you mean that whole thing about how we're supposed to stay out of the sea? No one I know is paying attention to that. I took a boat out into the bay from the northern shore, but didn't end up with much to show for it.
The North Sea, huh? Did anyone go with you?
No, I went by myself. Why you ask?
No particular reason. Just taking notes for later.
I see. You're real serious about becoming an diver, huh? It'd be a real shame if you couldn't become one with that enthusiasm. I'd like to help, but the timing's really not the best right now.
It's okay. Any information you can give me is help enough.
Sorry, I'll help out when things have died down, okay? By the way, Yuza, how much practice did you manage to get in today?
Enough to not be a complete beginner anymore, I think.
Right on. You definitely have potential, that much for sure.
Wow, it's pretty impressive you can tell all that just by looking at him.
Hey, I thought of a way I can show my support. If you manage to get a high score of 2,000 points in one diving session, I'll give you a special prize.
Oh, isn't that great, Yuza? What was your high score today again?
Let's see. I think it was 501 points.
Ugh, I'm afraid you aren't quite up to snuff. Too bad.
I've brought shame to my name as the patron saint of diving! Okay. Foreign visitors. By the way, have you seen the 2 foreign tourists that we're supposed to be visiting today?
Wait a sec, a foreign tourist? Here? Today? No way. What'd they look like? They have blonde hair? Were they cool?
I'm not sure. We don't know that much about it.
I guess that means you haven't seen him either, huh?
Yeah, guess they didn't come this way.
Hey, now, you two better not be thinking of following them around to Gop. You don't want them to think we're all unsophisticated louts out here, do you?
Were you just asking whether they were cool or not?
Huh? I don't know what you're talking about. But if you see them, you'll come and tell me, right? Right?
Okay, we will.
You have...
I sure hope I run into those foreigners before I leave.
She's not even trying to hide what she really thinks anymore.
Nope, not in the slightest. Boxes. About those boxes we helped you with just now, was that the delivery everyone was expecting?
Yep, the latest Kamishima merch, hot off the presses.
I thought so. What do we have this time?
You want to know?
I'll bet Azami's keen to find out. He's always wearing that t-shirt.
Sure am. Gotta show the world how much I love Kamishima.
Tourists seem to love that shirt too. You wearing it all the time should make for great advertising. Anyway, the latest addition to our souvenir lineup is this.
Ooh. What is that?
Hand mirror?
Bingo! Specially made hand mirror with a Kamishi Imaru design on the back. So, what do you think?
That's great. Why did you go with another hand mirror, though?
Well, mirrors are a pretty prominent symbol of protection for sailors. Comes from the hope that the sea will be as smooth as glass, I guess. There are even regions where mirrors are used as offerings to the sea god.
Oh, that's cool.
With all these people living on the island and surrounded by the sea, I can see why mirrors are seen as symbols of good fortune here.
And if it's small enough to fit in your pocket too, it's both cute and practical.
Wow, you really thought of everything, huh?
I've actually been handing these out to Amadires around the island since yesterday. I told them it was a charm and that they should hang on to it for good luck.
Yeah, so everyone has one. That's kind of nice. Another way to bring us all together. You're an Amadiver too now, right, Yuza? Why don't you take one?
But I...
Oh, right. I don't think it's okay. I don't know if it's okay to count you as a diver given what happened earlier. Like it really matters. We got plenty, so you should take one too.
Thanks. Sorry for the trouble. Hand mirror.
Nice.
It's no big deal. I don't want you to feel left out or anything. Guess that means Azami's getting one as well. Here you go.
Wow, really? I'm always down for more Kamishimaru merch.
Sure thing. Keep it safe and sound in your pocket, and maybe it'll keep you safe too.
Kamishimaru. Oh yeah, there's something I've been wondering for a while.
Yeah?
Sorry, I was getting comfy. Were you the one who came up with the idea for Kamishimaru, Kikuko?
Nope, I can't take credit for that one.
Oh, right. I forgot you didn't know, Yuza.
Know what?
At one point, the local youth organization was trying to come up with souvenir ideas for tourists. Tsukasa stepped up and suggested creating a mascot character for Kamishima. She even drew a design for it. Mascot characters are all the rage nowadays, you know? There are even mascots for the World Expo and the Japan Games.
Oh, I see. So Tsukasa drew this.
I heard about it after the fact, too. I didn't know she was so good at drawing. It's not just a cute little turtle. Unique look on its face makes a big impression.
Yeah, the old guys here didn't seem too sure about it at first, though. But thanks to Zami's fervent endorsement, it ended up making the cut.
I just didn't want Tsukasa's design to go to waste, you know? She put a lot of effort into it.
I think it's great. It's a great mascot too, for what it's worth.
How interesting. Glad I asked. Kameshimaru, a mascot character created specially for Kamishima as part of the local youth organization's efforts to boost the island's economy and strengthen the community. The design selected for the project was envisioned by Tsukasa Awao, a local high school student. As a symbol of Kamishima, it can be seen on a wide variety of merchandise sold in shops on the island, including keychains, flags, and hand towels. A surprising number of tourists have found themselves charmed by the turtle character's peculiar sleepy expression, enough so that its merchandise is often in short supply. I do like he. He is very, very silly looking. I like him.
There's a bunch of Kamishima merch now. Keychains, notepads, you name it. If you want any, just let me know.
Boxes.
Everyone else was really happy to get theirs too. Even your grandma seemed to like it, Yuza. Said she'd be sure to use it from now on.
Really? I'm glad to hear. Underwater tips? Do you have any tips that might help when diving?
Hey now, that's basically asking me to give away my company secrets for free.
No, I didn't mean anything like that. Just the basics would be helpful.
Basics, huh? How about this then? Sometimes your foot can get caught in rocks while you're swimming, so you should always stay aware of your surroundings.
Ah, so being too focused on your catch can get you into trouble. That makes sense.
If you swim hard enough, you should be able to free yourself, so don't panic too much if it happens, alright?
Thanks, I'll be careful. If I'm ever allowed to go diving again, that is. When using the harvest action, the perfect harvest, earn stars by gathering mod. Beware of the dangers of the sea. The sea is a dangerous place. There's no way of telling what dangers lurk in the depths. Be careful to avoid suspicious looking places. If your foot gets stuck between your rocks and you can't get out, keep swimming to free yourself. Gotcha. But it would take a lot of your stamina, wouldn't it? A lot of your breath gauge.
That's all I got for you now. If you want more tips, try asking Suya.
Anything on the missing ones? Have you heard anything about the 2 Alma divers from the mainland who went missing?
Of course I have. They evidently disappear one right after the other. I guess it's a reminder just how dangerous the sea can be. Hearing news like this is always pretty sobering.
Do you think they were just accidents?
Well, some of the yard divers think it's a sign that something bad's gonna happen. But you should probably keep quiet about this, Yuza. If you start bringing it up, people will get suspicious.
That's probably true, yeah.
Personally, though, I think they were probably just unfortunate accidents. I hope they're both found safe and sound.
That's end.
Oh, was that all? I'll be getting back to work then.
Let's go to town clock.
What is that?
Oh, hey, it's you! Well, this isn't Shotaro.
Hey there, you two. Just the men I want to see. You wouldn't happen to have seen Sato around, would you?
Sato? No, I haven't seen her today.
She was supposed to meet with me earlier, but she never showed.
She didn't show. Did something happen?
Oh, I'm sure it was just because of my old man's ridiculous request earlier. Honestly, I don't know what he was thinking. Still, he really has been acting off lately. I can't believe he'd say something like that. Is something wrong? Oh, pardon me. It's nothing for you two to worry about. By the way, Yuza, I hear you've become an Alma diver? Yeah, but I was told to stop, so I'm currently on extended, if not permanent, leave. Oh, don't let it get to you. I, for one, think you should go for it. I imagine everyone's been using your mother as an excuse, saying she brought bad luck to the island or some such. Wow, that's exactly it.
Do you know why everyone keeps saying Yuza's mom was a bad omen, Shotaro?
Oh, yes. What was it again? Something about her being the Raging Waves curse bearer? The what? Raging Waves? Ah, so you know about the curse too? Interesting. The Raging Waves curse bearer. Raging Waves is, well, it's exactly what you think it means, and the curse bearer has the power to call forth the calamity of the sea. My old man was going on about earlier, but it's probably just superstitious nonsense. Don't pay it any mind. But I should really get going. Let me know if you see Sato, okay? See you later. Interesting. Weren't, the people who had the cursed echoes in the Mysteries of Hanjo, were they also called curse bearers? If so, would that mean that the curse of the Raging Waves has been consolidated into a cursed echo? If that's the case, then would that explain why it's happening again, maybe? Because the curse is, like, in an object that's somewhere nearby, and as long as it's being left unattended, the object's just going to keep bringing about the curse?
I'm pretty curious about what Shotaro said.
Yeah, the Raging Waves curse bearer, huh? Do people really see my mom that way? Maybe we should ask Mr. Wakamura what he knows.
It's worth a shot, at least. Anyway, let's keep moving.
I feel like Wakamura is going to get really angry about our existence on the island. Considering we've heard he's become very, superstitious... oh, hello.
Huh? Tsukasa, Sato, what's going on?
Well, I'm sorry, I can't explain it right now. Tsukasa, come on. We're drawing too much attention here.
Hey, who's that all about? Someone was definitely up with them.
Yeah, they practically ran off when they saw us.
Tsukasa was crying. What the hell could that have been about?
I'm worried too, but Sato said she can't explain right now. I'm sure that means she'll tell us what's up later.
True, we shouldn't grill them if they're not ready to talk about it. Still, I get the feeling we probably shouldn't tell Shotaro we saw Sato here.
Yeah, let's keep this to ourselves until we learn a bit more. Do you think Shotaro... Do you think that, why do I get the strange feeling that Shotaro rejected Tsukasa and that's why she was crying? Anyways, let's go talk to... You know what? Eeny, meeny, miny, moe, okay, go on mute. The Minakuchi residence. Hello!
Welcome back, Yuza. Oh, and Azami's here, too.
Thanks for having me.
You two went out diving today, didn't you? How'd it go? You get a decent haul?
Gran, about that. I was all set to enjoy the next stage of my life as an Alma diver, but I found myself on forced leave the very day of my grand debut.
Goodness, did something happen?
Yeah.
Oh my, Chia and the others all said all that. Yeah, if I were you, I wouldn't pay them any mind. You're not breaking any rules, are you?
You sure it's okay?
No point fretting over pointless details is what I always say.
Yay! Grandmother, Tsuyu Minakuchi. Housewife 63. Yuza Minakuchi's paternal grandmother and a former Ama diver. Born in the Taisho period, she has a relaxed and broad-minded nature, but her tendency not to concern herself with the finer details often make those around her uneasy. Although now retired due to health issues, she was one of the best Ama divers in Kamishima, especially in her younger days, during which she had a fierce rivalry with Chie Toyama, also known as Chie the Mermaid. Later years saw them reconcile, and they could often be seen talking and laughing together at the diver's hut while grilling their catches. She lost her husband in the war when her son, Tosuke Minakuchi, was 3 years old. Aww. How's your condition? Sorry I had to leave early today to go diving, Gran. Was everything okay? How are you feeling?
Well, I didn't have much pep in my step today, but it's fine because Sato came over this morning. She really is a saint, always helping me out with the cooking and cleaning like that.
Again? Gran, I know you're fond of her, but you shouldn't rely on her too much.
I didn't know Sato was coming over here to help out.
Yeah, she and Gran became friends recently, and before I knew it, she was coming over here every so often. Let's take a drink of water real quick, if you don't mind. Worsty. Now I gotta get comfy again. And let's get to it.
Sato's such a nice young lady. She even chats with me about all the latest TV drama developments. She's a bit naive in some ways, but she's a quick learner, remembers everything I tell her almost instantly.
Huh, I had no idea.
I said she could relax here a while, but she left early today.
I'm glad you're having fun, but be sure to thank her properly sometime, okay?
Of course, of course.
I'm always happy to help, you know. There's no need to depend on others so much.
I know, but if someone has to help me get things done, I'd rather it was a lovely young girl, you know. And besides, she does a much better job of cooking and cleaning than you do, Yuza.
See, I do my best to be a good grandson, and this is the thanks I get. Damn. Underwater gathering tips. Do you have any diving advice for me, Gran?
Advice, huh? Let me see. If you're looking to get a higher score on a single dive, you should focus on gathering everything you can, even the small fry. Getting 10 or 15 will earn you a bonus to your final score. If you manage to nab a big catch, switching your focus to bringing in as many small catches as possible should net you a good result.
I see. That'll be a great help. So, collect everything you can, especially if you manage to get one big one. Got it. Makes sense. And a large haul will give a large haul bonus. Large haul all of 10 gives you 1.5 times multiplier, and 15 or more gives you 1.8 times multiplier. Gotcha. So sometimes quantity is better sometimes. Gotcha. Good to know. You wouldn't happen to have any other diving tips for me, would you, Gran?
Well now, bold as brass, aren't we? But I'm glad you're keen to learn. Let me see. Sometimes you come across areas when diving that are simply brimming with sea creatures. I call them bountiful zones.
Bountiful zones, huh? I'd love to see one.
On the other hand, areas with lots of starfish are usually picked clean, in with no sea creatures to speak of. I call those places barren zones.
So the more starfish there are, the less sea creatures there'll be. Got it. Okay, that's an interesting one.
A whopper of a cache could still be hiding in a barren zone, of course. Always keep an eye on your surroundings.
Interesting. So keep an eye on starfish, interestingly. You can still find some pretty big stuff in barren zones, but if you want abundance, look for areas without them. Gotcha.
I must have underestimated just how deep tensions ran. I never imagined they'd still be that hostile towards her. I thought things would have calmed down by now, for sure. I'm sorry, user.
It's okay, Gran. Not being allowed to dive isn't the end of the world or anything. But are you sure there isn't a reason no one wants to talk about Mom?
Well, no reason I can think of.
I'd like to get to the bottom of things there if possible. It's going to affect my life here if I don't, and I'd like to clear Mom's name too. If you don't mind me saying, it does seem pretty weird that people would be this upset just by Yuza coming back to Kamishima. You sure there's not some particular reason they don't like the thought of him going out diving?
Well, no reason I can think of.
The exact same answer as before. She's determined to pretend she doesn't know. Gran, I know you've always been reluctant to talk about Mom. But I'm not a child anymore. Isn't it about time you told me the truth?
So, how did your dive out in the bay go?
Dive went perfectly. You may know me only as your grandson Yuza, but in truth I'm a living legend, Kamishima's patron saint of diving.
Well now, that does sound impressive. Though I think living legend is a bit much, I'd rate you as a legend in training at best.
You can tell that with just a glance.
I know a greenhorn when I see one. Come back when you've spent a bit more time in the sea, eh? Come back when you're a little, experienced.
But I've been forbidden from diving for now, so it seems my life as a Namadiver will have to wait.
No need to fret. I'm sure that'll sort itself out in time.
I don't know about that.
Your grandma's the same as ever, huh?
Whatever the case, I'm happy you've chosen to follow my footsteps, user. Good thing I thought to keep Mare's outfit, huh?
Yeah, but I don't know how I feel about being able to fit in my mom's clothes at this age.
You never did get any taller after middle school, did you?
Damn! That's my constant diet of fresh seafood meant nothing!
It's nothing you need to worry about, Yuza. Doesn't make you any less charming.
What does that mean?
You really can't think of any reason why everyone had such a problem with Mom.
Well... Alright, I'll be honest with you. Mare wasn't actually human.
Huh? You mean we were right?
Are you for real?
Wait. Don't tell me you believe that. Can't you boys take a joke? I was obviously kidding. Did all that seawater pickle your common sense?
Wait, you were joking?
Of course I was. I thought I'd mess around a bit and see if I could get a rise out of you, but you should turn the tables on me. Turning a prank around on me like that. I have nothing more to teach you, young user.
Oh, and here I fell for a hook, line, and sinker. It's no good. She's set on giving us a slip. We're not gonna get anything more out of her like this.
Maybe she'd be more willing to talk if we have more information.
I think that means we need to go talk to Wakamura. Alright, Wakamura. The dude's bald.
Ah, old man Wakamura, you mind if we ask you about something real quick?
Just one thing after another today. What now? Azami and the Minakuchi boy? I heard from Chia you two went on to the bay to do some diving earlier. Well, I got a bone to pick with you, and there's no time like the present.
Okay.
So, boy, you serious about wanting to become an armor diver?
Huh?
I thought first you'd come here to get my permission to dive. But now I hear you've been running around looking into Mare Minakuchi. What's the meaning of this?
We have been asking around, I'll be honest. To be honest, we have been asking around. I guess there was no hiding it from you.
Yuza, are you sure this is okay?
It's probably best to be honest about things now, Azami. It's just like you said, we've been trying to find out more about my mom.
I knew it. Anyway, my point is, no more sticking your nose where it doesn't belong, got it? And most of all, no becoming an armor diver.
Local magnate, Shinobu Wakamura. So, if I give up on becoming an armor diver and fall in line, will you tell me about my mom?
All this sniff around you're doing sure ain't falling in line, that's for sure. Besides, you should be asking Suyu about all this business, not me. She gotta know more than I do.
Oh?
So Suyu really does know more than she's letting on.
What about Suyu? Fran said she doesn't know anything about my mom, though.
So she even said that to you?
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know that much myself. Suyu's always been tight-lipped about Mare Minakuchi. Where she came from, what her deal was.
So you've been saying Yuza's mom was to blame for that massive storm, even though you don't know for sure?
Suyu ain't said nothing to deny it. Speaks for itself, don't it? You don't like what you're hearing. You should go ask Suyu about it yourselves.
Alright, what about the Raging Waves Curse Bearer? Mr. Wakamura, what is the Raging Waves Curse Bearer?
Where did you hear about that? It's gotta be Shotaro. Boy never could keep his mouth shut.
We heard some sort of curse that whips the waves into a frenzy. Does something like that really exist?
It does. The Southern Sea disaster 5 years ago was caused by that very same curse.
The Curse of the Raging Waves?
And your mother, Mare Minakuchi, was the one who brought it down on us. That storm was no natural disaster. It was entirely preventable. If only we stopped it from going on to the bay that day, Kamishima wouldn't have had to suffer such a tragedy.
What? My mom would never have done something like that.
Just because you don't remember doesn't mean she wasn't up to something out there. As to whether it was intentional or not, who can say? But it doesn't make a difference either way.
I don't get how you can say Miss Mare was a curse bearer or whatever if you didn't know anything about her. Do you have any proof?
Proof? I got the words of a trustworthy sorcerer backing me up. That's all the proof I need.
A sorcerer? You're basing all this on what some woo-woo wizard said? Give me a break.
You can believe what you like. Don't change the fact curses and spirits are as real as anything else. I don't have time to butt heads with you two, but I know what I'm saying is the honest truth.
Looks like there's no point trying to change his mind. Old man's as stubborn as a mule.
So you really think there's a storm coming, and that storm is caused by a curse?
Of course I do. Some fellows who said they were with the police dropped by to warn me about it yesterday. In fact,
The police? Why would the police be warning you about a curse?
I reckon they're just phonies trying to take advantage of the curse for their own benefit. Even you two must have noticed that rumbling coming from the sea over the last few days, right? That's proof the curse of the raging waves is getting stronger.
So that's why you've been telling everyone to stop taking their boats down and prepare for a storm?
Sure is. Naturally, I can't just come out and say it's because of the curse. There's no telling when or where it'll rear its head. It's too dangerous to go on the water in these circumstances.
Even so, we'll have to take our boats out again eventually. We can't keep off the sea forever.
You're damn tootin', which is why I gotta find a way to stop the curse as soon as possible.
Why would a curse be affecting the sea around here, though?
Seems like you two still don't believe me. Fine, let's see if this changes your mind. A long time back, there used to be another island to the south of here. Taishima it was called.
Taishima? This is the first I've heard of it.
They say it was devastated by an earthquake and tsunami nearly 400 years ago. But the truth of the matter is that raiders overran the island and slaughtered every last one of the people who lived there. The murdered islanders' resentment gave rise to the curse of the raging waves. And the resulting storm and tsunami sank the island to the bottom of the sea, raiders and all.
Is that true?
That curse is still rolling about in the seas near here to this very day. Just one little push and that storm could come barreling down on Kamishima next.
A push?
Something that would awaken the islanders' anger again, such as someone with ties to those raiders, say, a descendant of theirs drawing near to where Taishima was.
Oh. A descendant? Wait, you're saying my mom was a descendant of the raiders who attacked Taishima?
Sure am, and as her son, you share her blood.
But how could that...
Only natural everyone would see you as a bad omen, no? I really didn't want you back on the island, you know. You should be grateful I didn't have you shipped back to the mainland on the next ferry.
You're telling me that's how everyone's seen Yuza and his folks this whole time?
It's fine, Azami. Let's hear the rest of what he has to say. Are you saying the reason the curse of the raging waves have reawakened is because I came back to Kamishima?
Nah, there were signs even before you came back, so the direct cause is probably something else. That still don't change the fact you're a bad omen, though.
How are you even planning to stop the curse?
That ain't none of your concern. You just sit tight at home and stay out of my way. And I don't want to hear any more about you going out to sea. Are we clear? And that's all I'm going to say on the matter. Should be clear now that's just how much of a danger you are to the island. Now get yourselves home and stay put.
I have a personal problem with this, though. Now, it could be that it's from the other side of the family, but assuming this is all true, that the reason that the curse takes effect is because a descendant of those raiders is on Kamishima, then there's one flaw to that I would argue. The flaw is Suyu. Now, it could be that Suyu is from the bloodline of the raiders or whatever could have come from Suyu's husband. But if the blood of the raiders is in Suyu, then wouldn't that mean the curse would exist and take effect whenever she was out at sea? Again, I feel like we also need to now know more about... It said in the... Not there. It said in the, here... Tosuke Minakuchi. She lost her... Oh, wait, no. That's... No, that's her husband... That's her son, Tosuke Minakuchi. She lost her husband...
Seems like that's all we're gonna get out of him. Maybe we could ask Suyu about what we just heard. She might be able to tell us more.
Alright, Suyu. Let's talk, shall we?
Is there something else you needed, Yuzu?
Let's talk. By the way, Gran, we just went to talk with Mr. Wakamura, and there's something we wanted to ask you about.
What was that? My hearing's a bit off recently, you see.
Please don't say that. A lot of Amada divers here have ear problems, so it's not really a laughing matter.
Someone has no sense of humor.
So, did you know that everyone thought Mom was the Raging Waves curse bearer?
Wow, I'm impressed you managed to say that without stuttering.
So you've heard of it before?
Ah, drat. Me and my big mouth.
He said Mom was descended from the ones who first called forth the curse or something like that. And that's why everyone is so concerned with what I get up to. Is that true, though?
Well, if you know that much, I suppose I can tell you the truth. If I just rest up a bit, I'll be up and around again in no time. I want the two of you to come to the southern bay later once the sun's gone down.
Right. Thanks, Gran.
You can't tell us about it now?
I think it'd be easier to show you what I mean.
Okay, we'll be at the bay at sundown. But if you're not feeling up to it, don't push yourself, okay?
No need to rush now. I'll tell you everything later. You'll want to prepare yourself for this one.
Okay. We're going out again for a bit, Gran.
Got it. You two take care now.
Kikuko? Maybe we can talk to her now? Again? There's a bit more. Curse of the Raging Waves. Have you ever heard of the Curse of the Raging Waves?
Nope, never heard of it. What is it?
Well, we went to talk to Mr. Wakamura just now. Blah, 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 blah.
Wait, so you mean the disaster 5 years ago was caused by some curse, and that same curse is going to cause the same thing to happen again?
So it seems.
How's he on about? Trying to pass things off as some cult trap? Don't tell me to believe that rubbish. Well,
It did seem pretty believable.
oh please, he's obviously feeding you a load of nonsense. I don't know if you two are aware, but there are rumors the old man's been really into this shady sorcerer recently.
Sorcerer?
Yeah, some sort of miracle worker over in Tokyo or something. Apparently he'll do anything they say. That's probably why he's going on about curses and stuff.
Imagine the sorcerer end up being freaking storyteller or something. I swear. At this point, I don't even know if I'd be shocked. I feel like the storyteller's gotta be like... The storyteller's gotta be some important figure in the world of Paranormasight. Maybe in a later game, or even this game, we'll get told what his, like who he is more specifically. But I feel like the storyteller is more than just, like, the guy who presents the stories. I feel like there's gotta be something about him. Or maybe I'm just looking too deep into it. Maybe I've played too many Trails games. Shataro did say he's been behaving oddly recently.
Everyone, even Shataro thinks so? And that's gotta be it.
So, it's just a hoax?
You shouldn't pay any mind to that hogwash. Besides, doesn't it bother you that he's trying to pin the disaster on some sort of crazy curse? What? Oh, is that all? I'll be getting back to work then.
Where do I go now? I'm going to town clock. Oh god.
Ah, Chie.
You two again, still wandering around poking your nose in the business you shouldn't be. How about you stop messing around and just give up already? Nothing you do is gonna make me change my mind. I'm saying this for your sake as much as anyone else's, me and Coochie Boy. Try to understand my position, huh?
For my sake?
You may have survived that disaster 5 years ago. Some would call it a miracle, even. You wouldn't do to see that miracle go to waste, would it? Maybe I flew off the handle a bit earlier. Ended up coming off a bit stronger than I meant to. I can't tell you anything about your mother, but believe me when I say it's best you let sleeping dogs lie.
Yeah, you at least seem nicer now. I'm gonna wait, and I'm not gonna say this right now, because I feel like that's gonna literally make her explode. Have you heard of the missing Ama divers?
Chie, we heard the two almond divers from the mainland went missing in some sort of accident.
You heard right.
Do you think that's a bad omen as well?
I do. I'm well aware of how dangerous the sea can be, but two divers getting caught up in accidents and going missing one after another. That tells me there's something off with the sea itself. Something's going on in the sea around these parts, mark my words.
Oh, I almost forgot to ask. Have the two foreign tourists come by here as well?
Sure did. Saw some just now, actually.
What? Do you know where they went?
It looked like they headed to the lighthouse from what I could tell.
The lighthouse, huh? Gotcha.
Kamishima Lighthouse. A lighthouse on the eastern side of Kamishima, the narrow passage between Cape Irago and Kamishima has long been known to be difficult to navigate, particularly at night. So much so that it has been featured alongside the whirlpools of Awa in the Ondo no Seto Strait in sailor songs about the most feared waterways. Following its construction in the Meiji era, spurred by reports of warships striking reefs in the area, the lighthouses continued to stand over the waters of the island, ensuring safe passage to all who travel them. Interesting.
Don't go follow them around just cause we don't see many foreign folks around these parts, you hear? I said before and I'll say it again, no diving! My stance hasn't changed a bit, you hear me? By the way, where did you go diving today?
Well... You don't want a particular spot, so we went about 5 kilometers south of the island.
Say what? What were you thinking diving in the Southern Sea of all places? You got even less sense than I thought. You know full well that everyone avoids that area because of the disaster 5 years ago.
Yeah, I know. But Azami and I both lost family in the disaster too. We wanted to take the chance to pay our respects.
Well, I can't say I don't get how you feel. But that strange rumbling I told you about is coming from the south. Just do me a favor and stay away from the sea, alright?
Alright.
Ain't getting nothing from me.
Is this about how Yuza's...
Is this about how Yuza's mom caused that curse? The curse of the raging waves or whatever?
So you already know it. Heard it all about from Shinobu, I'll wager.
Do you believe in the curse, Miss Chier?
Of course I do. At the very least, I know it's not some old wives' tale. I'm not saying you have to believe it too, though. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to talk bad about the woman or anything, but there was obviously something up with Madame Minakuchi 5 years back. She always seemed anxious and on edge, and then the disaster struck. Maybe I'm just reading too much into it, but I can't shake those doubts of mine either. We all done here. You two should leave dealing with the island matters to Shinobu from now on. Keep your heads down and stay out of trouble. You hear?
Yeah. Well, that's something. She isn't a bad person at heart, but she sure is stubborn.
Yeah. At the very least, I respect that she apologized. I at least respect the fact she apologized to us about how she treated us earlier. Don't get anything more. Anything more from the Tori? Nope. Alright. The lighthouse. Oh, hey there.
Well, looks like we found them.
It looks like them, alright. Excuse me.
You rang? To my eyes, deceived me. These young islanders have come all the way here to talk to us. Welcome to Kamishima Lighthouse. There's not much here, but please make yourselves at home.
Thanks for having us?
Why is he the one welcoming us?
I don't know.
It's because most people out here have been avoiding him. He's excited someone finally wants to talk.
Oh. Anyway, we were wondering if you could spare a moment to talk.
Wait, before you do, shall we play a game? I want to guess why you've come to talk to us. May I?
Sure.
It's probably safe to assume you know we've been making the rounds around here, or asking questions. Indeed, it was most likely hearing such news that it incited you to climb all the way up here to meet us. Which means... I've got it. We've almost certainly done something to offend the good people of this island, committed some manner of ill-mannered faux pas. You must have come to tell us that the lighthouse is off limits to everyone except authorized personnel.
Actually, no. You good?
Ah, the bitter taste of failure. And thus is my stint as an aspiring detective in ignominy.
I'd say the whole show's kind of a social faux pas, at least.
Don't worry, he's always like this. He'll bounce back in no time.
I see. You must be pretty resilient. since you didn't guess it right, do you mind if I continue?
Oh, asking my permission, are we? Well then, by all means, permission granted.
Thank you,
Yes, my name is Arnav Barnum. You can call me Avi as a sign of our newfound friendship, and because I like it better.
tourist, Arnav Barnum, or Avi. Okay then, Avi.
Such a pleasing ring to it. And what can I do for you, young man?
Would this girl be your daughter?
Not quite. Miss Circe Lunarlight here is a distant relative of mine.
Yes, Miss Circe Lunarlight would be me. Nice to meet you.
Circe Lunarlight. I'm Yuzo Minakuchi, a resident of Kamishima, and this is
Azami Kumoi. Nice to meet you.
Yuzo Nazami, eh? The pleasure's mine. Wait. Minakuchi?
Oh no. you consider, I mean, I know it's obvious that you are like probably looking for us, but or like looking into like the mermaid stuff, but you, now we know for a fact you're probably also, are you with her as well? I don't know. Anyways, what are you two like?
Oh, so we've piqued your interest, have we? I'm a fantasy writer by trade, with a reach spanning the Atlantic from Bonnie, England to vast America.
Not that any of his books sell at all.
That's right. For some reason, no one buys my novels. Quite the mystery, no? Alas, a fantasy writer has no need for mysteries. What's that? I earn more as an occult writer, so that might as well be my main job now. Humbug, I say! Stick a sock in it and mind your own beeswax!
I see.
In any case, I'm just your average free spirit. Footloose, fancy-free, and all that. Was that? You're wondering if my bohemian nature is the reason I remain unattached and unwed? Humbug, I say! Stick a sock in it and mind your own beeswax!
You seem to be enjoying yourself.
I am indeed. Why not give it a try yourself? 1, 2, 3... Humbug, I say!
Actually, I'm good, thanks.
Impressive as it is, I conceive doing this post 3 times might have been a bit much, yes.
This guy sure is hard to keep up with.
Yeah.
At any rate, I recently found myself with a pressing need to visit your fair country for research. Unfortunately, young Circe just happened to be studying in Japan, and kindly agreed to accompany me as my guide.
Your guide?
Indeed, she's quite the enthusiast when it comes to Japanese folklore and occult phenomena, and such a pleasure to converse with as well.
Iseshima is a deeply spiritual region, full of sacred places. I'd always wanted to visit. We traveled around the mainland before coming here, but this place stands above and beyond. My nose almost started bleeding from the acceleration.
Arnav Barnum chapter. It will unlock once all conditions are met. Alright.
In fact, I think it did a bit.
Must have been really exciting, huh? Is this really that special compared to other places?
Of course, it wasn't called the land whether repair the waves from the eternal world for nothing, you know.
Land wither what?
What's this? You never heard it called that? It said that Yamato Hime no Mikoto, the Empress of ancient Japan, was searching for a suitable place to enshrine Amaterasu 2,000 years ago. She received a divine revelation that the waves around Ise province came from the eternal world, which led her to establish the Ise Grand Shrine. This eternal world is a separate realm from the world in which we live. Some describe it as a perpetual paradise.
Didn't oh god, I forgot her name. Didn't Yumiko talk about the eternal world is where mermaids actually come from? Like the mermaids that you need to eat the flesh of in order to become an immortal, an 800-year-old immortal.
Well, you're gonna have to slow down a bit there. So, what does that mean exactly?
We learned about it in our local history classes, remember?
Oh, yeah, I think I remember. Sorta. Basically, Ise is such a sacred place, even the ancient gods took a liking to it, right?
Exactly. It has such an enchanting vibe. Just being here is enough to have my nose gushing all day long.
But the residents wouldn't be feeling too high if our nose kept bleeding all the time. One thing for sure, though, you seem to really like Issei Shima. As a local, I'm super happy to hear that.
Arnav Barnum, 4-year-old occult author journalist, nicknamed Avi, a fantasy author and occult journalist whose books are published both in America and England, but they apparently don't sell well. Unmarried, he has apparently come to Japan in search of mermaids. Exchange student 15, a young girl from England, currently on exchange in Japan. She seems to harbor an ardent interest in Japanese folklore and occult stories, and can cast curses.
We'll be staying in Kamishima tonight. If you need somewhere to stay, I know a few places.
We actually already booked the guest house back on the mainland. We'll be taking the last ferry back after this.
Oh, I guess you don't have that much time left then, huh?
So, what brings you to Kamishima today?
I'm glad you asked, young Yuza. We were hoping to pick your brains on the topic as well.
There wouldn't happen to be any legends concerning mermaids passed down on this island, would there?
So you really are looking for mermaids?
Oh, indeed we are. You know what mermaids are, yes? I refer, of course, to the mythical half-human, half-fish creature.
Sure, we know that much at least.
Then I may be able to provide a modicum of additional information on the subject.
Additional information?
Well, you may be aware that the typical Western mermaid is envisioned as having the lower half of a fish and the top half of a human woman. It's thought that this interpretation has its origins in another sea monster, the sirens of Greek mythology. Their claim to fame is surfacing near reefs and bewitching sailors with their beautiful voices. Andersen's fairy tale The Little Mermaid is a famous example of this type of mermaid. Indeed, it caused this image to enter common knowledge.
Yeah, that's what comes to mind when I think of mermaids too. Typical mermaid, right?
But the mermaid that appears in ancient Japanese folklore is quite different. This mermaid has only the head of a human, with the rest of its body being a fish. It appears it was seen more as an evil spirit or a yokai in nature. The legend that eating its flesh will grant immortality also implies that it was seen as more fish than human.
Sure, that makes sense. People definitely think twice about eating something that looks human, huh?
This isn't to say there's a difference in Eastern and Western interpretations of mermaids, mind you. One could rather assume that there are several different types of creatures that can be encompassed by the term mermaid. After all, there were also reports of more humanoid or demi-human mermaids being sighted in Japan in later years.
Different types of mermaids, huh?
Personally, I think lumping the two under the same appellation is a mistake. After all, there are two different creatures that just happen to share the same trait of being half fish, half human. It leads to misunderstandings when conflicting stories get passed down, and then the whole concept gets treated as a cult malarkey.
I think I see what you mean. Listening to you talk about them, it sounds like you believe mermaids really exist, Avi.
But of course I do. After all, I didn't come here to research mermaids. I came to look for mermaids. Ba-ba-bum.
This is all very compelling.
Isn't it? I think this was the first time someone's agreed with me on the matter.
Mermaids.
And that brings me to my next question. You wouldn't happen to have any local info on mermaids, would you?
Unfortunately, I've never heard any folklore about mermaids here.
I see. That would align with the answers we received to our other inquiries thus far. And it would seem our investigation has branded us certified weirdos. Most everyone now turns us a blind eye as well as a deaf ear.
Well, it's probably not just because of that.
I mean, isn't there supposed to be a huge occult craze going on in Japan right now? I assumed everyone would be jumping at the chance to discuss cryptids.
Pretty sure that's just a small scoop of enthusiasts getting worked up. A very vocal minority, yeah?
If you're that interested in the occult, what brought you all the way to Kamishima? Do you have a reason to believe mermaids could be found here?
An excellent question. I do indeed. More precisely, I have reason to believe they could be found around Taishima, an island that no longer exists.
Taishima?
Indeed. I obtained this information through personal research, so I imagine it's not common knowledge. But some say there were 3 mermaids, Sobe, Nagame, and Hayase, living in the seas around Taishima 400 or so years ago.
3 of them? And you even know their names? Interesting.
We didn't even know Taishima existed until today.
It seems a deliberate decision was made not to leave any records of Taishima's existence.
which would obviously lead one to believe something is being concealed. On that note, did you know that records remain of several other sightings of mermaids in Issei Bay?
What? Really?
That's right. Legends about mermaids exist throughout Japan, and this region is no exception. In particular, there are reports of mermaids having been discovered in Sioux City and Issei City, both of which border Issei Bay.
Whoa, I had no idea.
I've jotted down some notes on these legends, so please take a look if you're interested.
Thank you. The Issei Bay Mermaid Legend, the Mermaids of Betsuho, according to the Kokon Chomanju, a collection of notable tales old and new, an anthology of spoken stories compiled in the 13th century, 3 mermaids were discovered caught in a fisherman's net in Betsuho in Issei Province, modern-day Nakabeppo, Kawage Town, and Sioux City. I am so sorry for all the mispronunciations I'm doing. The Mermaid of Futami Igara. There are total 6 mermaid sightings mentioned in the Kagenki, the ancient annals of Horyuji Temple, covering the latter half of the Kamakura period to the Nanbokucho period. My lord, I'm trying to pronounce these. Woo! I'm trying my best to pronounce them, but I'm terrible. One of these entries describes a mermaid sighting in Futami, Issei Province, modern-day Futami Town in Issei City. In the second year of the Enbun period era, 1357, the mermaid was subsequently named Inmeiju, a name composed of characters affiliated with long life. Ano Town's Yao Bikuni. Although the exact time period is unclear, legends tell of a girl named Osato from Kusawa in Ano Town of Age District, who became immortal after eating the flesh of a mermaid and went on to become Yao Bikuni, a nun who lived for 800 years. The 3 mermaids of Taishima. While this information is not recorded in any literature, according to obvious research, 3 mermaids, Sobe, Agame, and Hayase, purportedly lived on Taishima, an island said to have sunk about 400 years ago. Thanks. This is all very interesting. So, which type of mermaid are you looking for, Avi?
Well, it seems a lot of mermaid sightings around Issei Bay were fish mermaids.
Fish mermaids?
But the mermaids sighted around Taishima were apparently the human mermaid sort. So it stands to reason that any mermaids around here would be human mermaids as well.
Huh. By human mermaids, do you mean the sort that are closer to human than fish, right?
Indeed. The ones closer to fish, meanwhile, are known as fish mermaids. Or that's what I call them anyway.
Makes sense. I see.
I don't know where it makes it easier to understand or more complicated.
In that case, mermaids whose flesh would make you immortal if you eat it, it would have to be fish mermaids then, right?
Another fine question. It is indeed difficult to imagine people eating the flesh of human mermaids. But I personally believe that human mermaids also have the power to bestow immortality on people.
Oh, I wonder.
How about another refresher on myth and legend? Are either of you familiar with a place called Ryugu?
Ryugu.
Is it related to Ryugu Palace that appears in the tale of the Urashima Taro? Just so! It could well be considered the inspiration for the undersea palace in that familiar fairy tale. Oh, is that right?
I see it. The tale of Urashima Taro. Long ago, a youth by the name of Urashima Taro lived in a village by the sea. One day, upon rescuing a sea turtle that was being bullied on the beach, Taro was amazed when the turtle thanked him by inviting him to Ryugu Palace, the legendary undersea palace of the Dragon King, as a token of gratitude for his kindness. Ryugu Palace was a wondrous place, with a beauty unlike anything found on the surface world. The princess of Ryugu Palace, Otohime, received him with great hospitality. Taro spent his days treated to elegant dances performed by sea breams and flounders, and satisfied by extravagant feasts, spending his days as if in a dream. After spending some time enjoying this luxurious lifestyle, Taro began to miss his village. He asked Otohime for permission to return home, and although sad to see him go, the princess granted his request. As a parting gift, she handed him a mysterious box. The Tamate Bako, but warned him to never open it. Thinking this strange, but agreeing to Otohime's request nonetheless, Taro accepted the Tamate Bako and set out back towards his village on Turtleback. Upon reaching his village, Taro realized everything was different. The house he had lived in was gone, and there was no sign of his parents or anyone he had known. What he had believed to be just a short sojourn in Ryugu Palace had in fact been several hundred years on the surface, and the village and people he had once known were no more. Overcome with despair, Taro turned to the Tamate Bako he had been gifted in one final grasp of hope. As he opened the box, a thick white smoke engulfed him, and in that instant, the hundreds of years that had passed caught up with him, turning him into an old man. Interesting. Huh. Yeah, that's kind of terrifying.
The Ryu dragon surely refers to the god of the sea. It's not uncommon for deities associated with water to be serpentine in nature. This would then make Ryugu the place where the god of the sea resides, the palace of the Dragon King.
Huh, I didn't know that Ryugu Palace was based on something else.
Ryugu is known for being home to the priestess who attend in the god of the sea. These women are collectively referred to as Otohime.
Oh yeah, Princess Otohime appeared in the tale of Urashima Taro, didn't she?
Yeah, but she was described as the ruler of Ryugu Palace in the fairy tale, so she was actually a priestess.
A slight embellishment to make for a more interesting story, I assume. Hardly uncommon. There's also another interesting theory about the Otohime of Ryugu. It's said that they were half fish, half human women in appearance. In other words, they were mermaids.
Oh.
But what's that I hear you say? That's all well and good, but where is this Ryugu place anyway? You want to know? You're dying to know, aren't you? Very well then, take it away, Circe!
Ah, right. As a matter of fact, Ryugu is said to be the exact same place as the Eternal World I mentioned earlier.
Ah. Again, I think that the way you get to it is probably with that hole that we saw the ghost of, like another version of Yuza coming out of.
Whoa, really?
In other words, the sea around Issei, which is said to consist of waves from the Eternal World, is in fact the location of Ryugu. And Ryugu is home to the Otohime mermaids, right?
That's right. What's more, as priestess is who live in a land said to be an eternal paradise. It wouldn't be that odd they had some sort of power to grant immortality to humans. Even in the tale of Urashima Taro, Princess Otohime displayed an ability to influence the physical age of other people using the Tamate Bako.
Ah.
Its story has its basis in the ability of mermaids to influence human lifespans. The power of hers makes a lot more sense, don't you think?
I see. So that's why you think human mermaids are able to grant immortality even without eating their flesh.
Oh ho ho, you see? Intriguing, is it not?
But how would you even get to Ryugu?
Aha! What creature was responsible for bringing Urashima Taro to Ryugu in the eponymous tale?
Oh my gosh. It was a turtle. The turtle is the mascot of freaking... The mascot of the island is a turtle.
That's right, a turtle, or Kame. And what is the name of the island we're currently standing upon?
Oh, Kamishima!
And there you have your the reason for our visit.
So you believe there might be a clue as to how to get to Ryugu hidden here on Kamishima?
Could Kamishima really have some sort of link to Ryugu? Tales of Ryugu, the abode of the god of the sea, exist in every area of Japan. Posited by some theories to be the eternal world of legend, it is said to be a perpetual paradise connected to this world via the seabed that bestows everlasting youth and unnatural longevity to those who live there. Some tales also equate Ryugu with the underworld, the place where the dead journey after death. The tale of Urashima Taro, about a youth who was invited to the Sea4 Palace of Ryugu as thanks for rescuing a turtle, led to Ryugu's name becoming widely known throughout the country. In the story, a princess called Otohime serves as ruler of Ryugu Palace, but Otohime originally referred to priestesses serving the god of the sea, who resided over Ryugu.
By the way, Yuza.
Yes?
You said your name was Yuza Minakuchi, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Are you familiar with an individual by the name of Mare Minakuchi?
Huh? Mare Minakuchi was my mom. She passed away in an accident 5 years ago.
I apologize for the indiscretion. My condolences.
5 years ago. You wouldn't happen to have inherited anything from your mother, would you? No, but what do you mean? Why do you know about my mom? Could she have some sort of connection to mermaids? Well, this is more related to my personal research, so I can't say for sure. Please, tell me! I'm also looking for mermaids. If you know anything, I have to know! Well now, you've certainly grown lively all of a sudden. Let's calm down a bit, Regrettably, the only lead I have is a rumor that suggests some connection between mermaids and Mayor Minakuchi. A rumor? From where? Oh, you want to know? Well, I suppose you would, wouldn't you? Very well, I'll tell you. I heard it from a descendant of the islanders who used to call Taishima home. What?
What?
So someone survived the disaster that sunk Taishima. Their descendants are still around today. Long story short, yes. Isn't it fascinating? This particular individual was also the one who told me about the 3 mermaids who were said to have lived on Taishima. I see. By the by, if you're also seeking mermaids, you must have some information of your own, yes? Surely this one-sided exchange of knowledge would wound your good conscience. Allow me to remedy that by accepting any information you have. Yuza. Yeah, this is our best lead yet. Let's share what information we can. You see... Oh, so you were saved by a mermaid during the disaster 5 years ago. And you believe the mermaid in question might have been your mother? Yeah, I know it sounds pretty far-fetched. And I know some of it probably comes from me wanting her to still be alive. Oh no, on the contrary, I find it very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Why, you ask? Why? There's a rumor about one of the 3 mermaids who used to live around Taishima. They say she took on a form several decades ago and has lived among humans ever since. What? No way!
That would fit perfectly with our theory.
Ha color me surprised as well. This is my surprise face, by the way. But it would be very interesting if that was the case.
Sorry, Avi. I think I'm at my limit.
Oh my, that bad, is it?
Is something wrong?
My apologies. As much as I could wish we talked more, it would appear we're out of time. I'm afraid we must bid you goodbye for today.
Now you mention it, if you're looking to make the last ferry, you'll probably want to be heading back soon.
Wait, this is the most promising lead we've found. If you could stay just a bit longer. Believe me, I'd love to continue our chat too, but this little lady's been feeling a bit under the weather ever since arriving here, you see. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. You're not going to get another nosebleed. If you're feeling that bad, maybe you should try to stay the night after all.
Thank you. I'm just about pulling the nosebleed in. But I really should get off the island as soon as possible. Ever since arriving here, I've had this feeling that some terrible calamity is approaching.
A calamity? You can't mean...
I forgot to mention, young Cirrus here is a bit sensitive to things in that sphere, if you catch my drift. Okay, but... As reluctant as I am to part ways, we really must go. Many thanks for the information you shared, and never fear, we'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow?
Yuza...
I'm sorry, excuse me.
Avi! You rang? If you happen to find any more leads on mermaids today, could you let me know as soon as possible, please? Oh, I didn't expect you to be all that interested. Very well, if I hear anything else, I'll be sure to let you know. If you could give me your contact info, perhaps. Thank you.
Man, that sure was a stroke of good luck. I never thought they'd have so much info for us. We managed to learn a lot, but it seems like getting any more from them today will be a bit tough.
I really need that information by tomorrow, though. We still don't know exactly why he needs it that soon anyways. I don't know what I'm supposed to do now.
Hello. Was there something else?
No, I came here to say hi and bye. Go. Oh, hey.
Looks like the sun's starting to set. Why don't we go over what we learned so far?
Yeah, good idea. First, we learned that my mom was considered cursed by some islanders.
Yeah, they said she was descended from the person who originally called forth the curse of the raging waves, or something like that.
And because he thinks the curse is about to break out again, Mr. Wakamura is currently trying to find a way to stop it.
Not everyone on the island believes in it, though.
Kikuko and Shotaro didn't seem to believe in it at all, yeah. We also managed to
speak to those two foreigners who were looking for mermaids. They sure were full of surprises. And there's also that rumor about mermaids living near Taishima, and a nearby island that was destroyed, and that one of them assumed human form.
I never thought we'd find something to support the idea that my mom might have been the mermaid. Whatever else we may have learned from this, the mermaid that I encountered 5 years ago may very well have been one of those 3 living near Taishima.
We also got some hints about where those mermaids might have come from.
Yeah, there's a good chance they originally came from an otherworldly place called Ryugu.
If they're in a place like that, I don't see how we could ever get to them, though.
What that girl said about Calamity approaching is bothering me a bit, too. There's no way she could know about the curse of the raging waves, right? Do you think that means the curse is real after all?
Or do you think that means the curse is real after all?
Oh! Azami, I just realized something.
Yeah?
If the curse of the raging wave is in danger of breaking out again, then wouldn't that mean its curse bearer is still around today?
Oh, damn, you're right! But your mom is, well, not with us anymore.
Mr. Wakamura seems to think I wasn't the direct cause of the curse reappearing, too.
Yeah, he'd probably be coming down on you even harder if he thought you were.
So the person responsible would be someone who wasn't here 5 years ago, but is here now. Well, assuming the curse is real anyway.
Yeah.
Still, I really do wonder if my mom had some sort of link with mermaids. I hope whatever Gran has to tell us shed some light on things.
You mean what she's planning to tell us at the bay tonight, yeah?
What's wrong?
There's a bunch of noise coming from Chuo Street.
I think I heard screaming. Let's go! Oh god, what's going on?
Why?
What's going on? What's going on? Why is everyone here? What happened?
What happened? What's wrong? Tsukasa, what's going on?
I don't... You're just... Sato just...
Yuza, look over there!
What? Oh! Why is Sato dead?
Sato! There's blood everywhere! What happened? She's not moving. Don't tell me she's dead.
So just... Suddenly... You were just... But then she got... cut down.
It was a curse.
Whatever it was, we gotta get her to a clinic. Wait, what's happening?
Whoa! So, her wound is...
Her wound is gone?
Sato! Sato, are you okay? Sato!
I don't like this. What is happening? Sato? Whoa. Why did that appear? What? Yaobi... Wait, what? Oh, Sato. Oh no. Excuse you! Fucking... What? The fuck you mean? Huh? What the fuck do you mean? Get back here! What damn it. What was the damn thing? Gosh dang it. What was it? Osato. Anotown's Yaobikuni. Although the exact time period is unclear, legends tell of a girl named Osato from Kusawa in Anotown of Age District, who became immortal after eating the flesh of a mermaid and went on to become Yaobikuni, a nun who lived for 800 years. That's fucking... Sato is Osato! You're telling me Sato is Yaobikuni? What the fuck? What? She is immortal. Time to meet up. Sato Shiranami was mysteriously cut down, yet moments later she resurrected before her friend's very eyes. As confusion engulfs the island, Yuza and Azami head out to meet Yuza's grandmother, Suyu Minakuchi, at the point in time and place. Yeah, our friend just got killed and then came back to life. Let's go see grandma. What do you mean? What do you mean? Fucking... Several hours later.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Yuza. It's the only time I meet up with Suya, yeah? Well, let's head that way.
Right.
What the fuck do you mean? The whole island was in an uproar after that. We didn't even get to ask Sato what happened.
Yeah, apparently she shut herself up in her room at the Wakamuras and hasn't come out since.
How was that, though?
To be honest, the shock of her being Yaobikuni is not exactly what I'm most shocked about, though. I'm more curious about what killed her. That was a curse. Something must have... Think about what,
How'd she even get hurt like that in the first place?
Think back to what, Tsukasa said. Sato just suddenly, but then she got cut down. It almost sounds to me like it just came out of nowhere. As if she just suddenly opened up. Like her body just, for some reason, got cut open. As if nothing was there.
How'd she even get hurt like that in the first place? Some of the islanders were kicking up a real fuss, saying that Sato isn't human, that she's something evil that should be chased off the island.
But everyone settled down after Mr. Wakamura stepped in and promised to handle it. Everyone on the island's probably heard about it by now, though. It'll be all anyone can talk about for a while yet.
Did you go back home afterwards, Yuza?
No, I stayed out to do some digging. Gran wasn't at home anyway. She hasn't recovered enough to be able to move around that much, though, so I'm pretty worried.
Yeah. You think our promise to meet with her at the bay is still on?
Let's go and see. Oh boy! Oh, hey, she's here.
Oh, good. She's here. Gran, is your leg okay?
Gran? It's me.
Oh, you two came after all. The waves were so loud I couldn't hear you for a second.
What are you doing over there, Gran?
This is where it's hidden.
Hidden? What is?
What Mare, your mother left us.
My mom?
Yes, so, Yuza, have you ever heard of an island called Taishima?
Taishima?
Oh! The curse! No! What?
Huh? Gran? Gran!
Suyu, what's wrong?
She's hurt bad. We have to stop the bleeding.
That curse!
Ah! Huh. What are you doing over there?
Kiko, this is what she's suddenly...
Satsuyu. No, you couldn't have.
Oh god, now she thinks we...
Wait! Shit, she totally got the wrong idea.
It's too late. Gran, she's got no pulse. Her wound's too deep. It almost cut her clean in half. She never stood a chance.
I'll go get someone. You say you're with Suyu, Yuza.
No, it's alright. I'll come with you.
Help! Someone get the clinic doctor! What is happening? This is old lady Nakamura. What the hell's happening? I hear screaming from down there too. Come on, let's go. Why is everybody getting cut up? What is happening? No way. Even Chie? Someone help! Two more people collapse over there! What's happening? Help me. I don't want to die. Damn it. There's too many victims. We aren't going to have enough people to help at this rate. Why are people being killed? There are more of them here too. What the hell is happening? Is that Kikuko? It got her too? Someone tell me what's going on here. What's with these gashes appearing out of nowhere? This isn't right. There's no way this is normal. Is it a virus? Was it really a curse?
Those affected by the phenomenon died instantly. The strange calamity that had suddenly descended on Kamishima plunged the island into a panic. With no knowledge of the cause or reason, there was nothing that could be done to prevent it, and the massacre continued unabated for a time. The survivors were seized with fear. Some ran to escape. Some simply broke down. Some flew into a wild rage. A frenzied chaos swept over the island. A short while later...
What is happening?
At least we were able to meet up with Tsukasa.
But what the hell's going on? The whole island's in uproar. Everyone's so panicked we couldn't find anyone who could talk straight. Who could blame them? No one knows who will be affected next. It's probably best to hide her until things settle down. You okay, Tsukasa?
Oh, I have no idea where my mom's safe or not. Wasn't able to find Sato either. I'm still worried about her.
Old man Wakamura said he'd handle things, so I hope she managed to make it back home at least. Hey, do you think Sal's wound healing up like that has anything to do with what just happened? We've held off prying into Sal's past up to now. Or maybe that won't fly anymore. Come to think of it, didn't this whole curse of the Raging Waves mess start with when Sato came to Kamishima?
Don't say that! This isn't Sato's fault. She's just a normal girl. I won't let anyone say anything bad about her. Not even you, Asami.
Sorry, Tsukasa. I didn't mean anything by it. I wasn't thinking straight.
I mean, I never thought something like this was really possible either.
Huh? Something like what? Do you have some idea what could have caused this?
Well, a while ago, when we were at Old Man Wakamura's place, some guy phoned and threatened to kill all the women on Kamishima with a curse.
Another curse? Who was it? What did they want?
I don't really know. He said something about no mercy, just punishment for anyone who defies him. It was really creepy.
What the hell? All those people had to die just because some guy didn't get what he wanted? Old man Wakamura said he'd do something to stop the Raging Waves curse, but things just got worse instead.
Asami, calm down. It's no use getting mad at me.
You're right. Sorry, Tsukasa. I guess I got a bit heated. Even so, that means those guys were deliberately caused by someone using a curse, right? So they're the one responsible for all this.
Right. Even if the massacre was caused by something supernatural, someone made it happen.
About that, something's been bugging me about this whole thing.
Huh? What do you mean?
It didn't seem like the victims were being targeted at random somehow. They were all women, for a start. So I was trying to think of some kind of common point that would tie them together.
That's our Tsukasa, as sharp as ever. So, what were you thinking?
Could they have been targeted because they were Ama divers?
Oh, you're right. That's possible. Now that you mention it, were all the victims we saw on the way here Ama divers? So I guess most of the women on Kamishima have at least some Ama diving experience. I'm worried about Tsukasa then. That puts her at extreme risk right now.
But they went after Sato first, right? That wouldn't fit.
Oh, you're right. Sato isn't an Ama diver. I was pretty worried Yuza and I might be targeted as well, but I guess we can breathe a bit easier now.
We still don't know what the conditions are, though. None of us are out of the woods yet.
Wait, the victims were only women. Could the killer have been using this to find their targets? But that would mean the culprit is...
What's up, Yuza? You figure something out?
No! It's not all women! It's not all women! Yuza, your head, it's... Hey!
Well done in your efforts thus far. I regret to say that it seems a mysterious attack that befell Kameshima has resulted in Yuza Minakuchi quite literally losing his head. There's nothing more we can do here, so let us bring this chapter to a close. For now, we will return to the story chart, where you may proceed with a different route. I wish you the best of luck on your journey.
The fuck do you mean? Get back here! You... What the... What the fuck? What the fuck? What do you mean?
Sacrifice, arriving on Kamishima, and discovering the mermaids of Issei Bay. What the fuck you mean? I fucking die. Whenever someone that had to, well, I think we know what the condition of the curse is. Then, if someone figures out who's using the curse, then they die. They fucking die.
What do you mean?
Anyways, let's get on to the next thing, shall we? Let's do Sato, shall we? Sacrifice. Actually, let's go from far left to far right. So we'll start here. Discovering the mermaids of Issei Bay with Arnav. Arnav Barnum, a cheerful fantasy author, sets off on a trip to visit the mermaid legends of Issei Bay with his relative, Circe Lunarlight, as his guide.
I'm bewildered by whatever just happened.
After much hustle and bustle, we finally managed to make our way to Issei Bay.
Nice. Nice.
Take it all in now. We're standing on the coast of Nakabeppo in Mie Prefecture's Kawage town.
Which means this is the Sea of Issei, the connection to the eternal world. How amazing.
Indeed it is. Come, Circe. Henceforth begins our grand adventure in search of the legendary mermaids of Issei Bay.
How amazing. I just can't stop saying it.
Without further ado, my name is Arnav Barnum, an American-born fantasy author. Please call me Avi.
Who are you introducing yourself to? Weirdo.
Oh, well, I simply thought a new beginning called for a little dramatic flair, you know.
Sure.
With that out of the way, perhaps my darling guide can provide some insight into the goings-ons of this locale.
Sure, I got you covered. Well, this area is now called Nakabeppo. Long ago, it was a region of Issei province known as Betsuho. Records indicate that 3 mermaids were caught in a fisherman's net along this coast back in the Heian period.
Now that's what I'm talking about. Let's hear more about those mermaids.
They had human heads with the mouths of monkeys and the teeth and bodies of fish, and they spoke and even shed tears like humans. Could these be the fish mermaids you mentioned before, Avi?
Indubitably, yes, this must be the place. I'm getting goosebumps.
Right? I feel the same way. This is so exciting.
Betsuho is the old name for the area now known as Nakabeppo, Kawage town in the Age District, so named during the events of the story, has since been merged with Tsu City of Mie Prefecture. Said to have been the territory of Taira no Kiyomori's father, Taira no Tadamori, the area has a deep connection to the Issei Heike. It is also said to be the location where 3 mermaids were caught in a fisherman's net and presented to Taira no Tadamori during the Heian period. so.
Beyond this expanse of Issei Sea, the eternal world may lie just beyond this horizon. After all, Issei Province is the land where the the waves from the eternal world.
The eternal world is purported to be a perpetual paradise, a separate plane from the world we live in, yes? Could it be that mermaids hail from such a place?
Oh, excuse me.
We've come all this way to a distant foreign land, seeking mermaids. Of course, I have my own reasons for trying to locate the mythical creatures. But for now, I intend to scour this land in order to learn as much as I can about its lore and legends. No, but it occurs to me that I never actually explained the particulars of my Issei Bay mermaid excursion to the girl. No matter, it's nothing of consequence really, so I'll just introduce my reasons a bit at a time.
Notable works include The Fiend of Ringgit and The Solar Crow, Hermod's Tales, and the Bon Appetit the Phantom Gourmand series. Although a grown man, he still has a certain naive boyishness to him, most evident in his passion for romantic tales and appetite for chasing his dreams. However, this also comes with an equivalent amount of immaturity, making him somewhat troublesome to deal with. He believes that most of any circumstances he finds himself in will sort itself out, an optimistic creed that often sees him casually throwing himself into difficult situations, and he remains impressively unbothered even on those occasions he does find himself in trouble, often managing to slip out of danger with nary a dent in his usual carefree attitude. That he's made it this far unscathed is largely owed to sheer luck, although he remains blissfully unaware of this. He is currently in Japan seeking mermaid flesh, which is believed to grant immortality. His reason is simple: a fascination with the occult, a pursuit he feels is worthy of devoting his entire life to. Indeed, he is primarily driven by his pursuit of romantic ideals. If he finds something is suitably inspiring, he will readily risk his life for it, and is willing to change his views just as quickly for the same. Avi's great interest in the occult was born when he discovered his great-grandmother's vast collection of mysterious occult artifacts in the storage of his family home in America. Among them was a mermaid mummy, which yielded a mysterious map when taken apart, a discovery which captivated his imagination and led to his current quest. This great-grandmother happened to be a relative of the main Lunarlight family in England, albeit one who had chosen not to succeed the family estate. After discovering this through the independent research into his lineage, Avi made contact with the Lunarlight family and continues to maintain a secret correspondence with them to this day. Huh. Kind of funny that he just managed to worm his way. He somehow managed to, like, hey, I'm apparently related to you, so I'm just going to be part of everything. And the family just decided, like, cool, all right, we're doing it in secret, but otherwise cool. You can be part of the family, I guess. You are technically a relative. So that's why he's curious, though. He just wants to satisfy his own ideals.
Wait. This young lady is a distant relative of mine, the third daughter of the Lunarlight family. The Lunarlights have been in the business of demonic exorcism in England for several generations now. As such, young Circe has received education on this rare subject from a young age and is now an apprentice exorcist. In order to continue her training, or more likely simply because of her interest in the area, Circe has come to Japan to study abroad. Upon hearing such news, I sought to employ her as my guide for this mermaid hunting expedition in Issei Bay. She's apparently quite fond of Japanese myths and folktales, and has already explored a number of areas concerned with the occult. Interested in visiting Mie Prefecture at least once during her stay, she immediately agreed to my request.
Alright. Young exorcist from England, currently on exchange in Japan. Possessed of bold and willful nature, she harbors an ardent interest in Japanese folklore and occult stories. She is quick to involve herself in anything that interests her, not stopping until her curiosity has been completely sated. Although she can be fairly blunt, and she shows a naivety appropriate to her age around those she's comfortable with, and is not above the occasional prank. Circe is the third daughter of Ciara Lunarlight, the current head of the matrilineal Lunarlight family, a long line of exorcists based in England. Along with her two older sisters, she has received a specialized education in exorcism ever since she was a child, and is currently in training as an apprentice. As the beings known as demons in the West ultimately share the same root cause as harmful supernatural phenomena in the East, the spirits of the dead, strong thoughts, and curses, what she does in Exorcist is fundamentally the same as what Japanese psychics do, with only the methods and terminology differing. Primary spiritual abilities: guardian spirits, the ability to call upon the numerous guardian spirits of the Lunarlight family and invoke their powers to exercise spirits and negate certain psychic abilities. Shikigami, the ability to turn a piece of paper with an individual's name written on it into a butterfly, which will return to the individual in question. Although she does not have to be the one who wrote the name, it must be Sears who casts a spell on the paper. Dowsing, the ability to use a pendulum to search for a target based on what the user can sense of their spiritual power. The effective distance of the spell depends on the strength of the target's spiritual power. Although she is supposed to be in the care of the Paranormal Affairs Bureau, a confidential Japanese institute, during her time in Japan, Sears has been spending more time traveling around the country sightseeing than working through her training curriculum. The supervisor in charge of her training has all but given up on trying to manage her as a result, resolving to keep an eye on her but otherwise not interfering. As such, she's afforded a relatively high level of freedom. Sears is an ardent fan of Mio Kurosuzu, a girl with potent spirit sense and her senior in the industry in Japan. She harbors both strong admiration and strong feelings of rivalry towards her in equal measure, and it is not uncommon for her to end up in a babbling mess when the topic turns to the other girl. She treasures the photograph she had taken with Mio upon first meeting her in Tokyo, and keeps it with her at all times. Can I do something real quick? I want to look at the characters of Paranormasight Mysteries of Honjo again real quick. Because I want to see, do I know you? For some reason, Is there a Mio? There is! Yes! I had a feeling like Mio Kurosuzu. It sounds so vaguely familiar. She is in the, in First Paranormasight. She was like the friend that was with the, other girl that you, like, played as. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. As far as the girl's concerned, I suppose I could be considered a guardian of sorts. Even so, I often find myself caught up in her pace and completely thrown off guard. If anyone should be shaking things up around here, it ought to be me. But then, would such mermaids be so easily trapped by simple fishing nets? I thought them more cunning than that. But perhaps these fish mermaids are in fact nothing more than simple sea creatures. I mean, isn't there a fish that exists in real life that looks like it just has a human face? I feel like I remember seeing that. Like, it's an actual fish, and it's not like its face is shaped like shaped like a human's. I don't mean like that. I mean like it has like the patterns on its on the front of it make it look like it has a face. It's not shaped like it. It just has a coincidental pattern that looks human. I think. I feel like I've heard that.
Kawagi Town might be located right next to Mie Prefecture's modern capital, Sioux City, but there's something you have to keep in mind. This is also the birthplace of the Heika, a branch of the Heian period's preeminent Taira clan. If you're going to talk about Ise Province, then you absolutely have to mention the Heik.
I do have a passing understanding of the topic. The Hague took part in the Ginpei War, correct?
That's correct. That was the war in the Heian period where the two great samurai families, the Minamoto and the Taira, locked horns and really got into it. Among the Heika, Taira no Kiyomori was a particularly famous figure who appears in many creative works concerning the event. His father, Taira no Tadamori, was the one responsible for securing the Heika's high social standing.
Ah, so Tadamori was Kiyomori's father, right? With names like that, how can anyone hope to keep them straight?
That's history for you. I'm afraid you just have to memorize them.
I suppose you're right about that. Then memorize them I shall.
Apparently, Tadamori was born in Sioux City in a place called Ubushina.
Ah, so that's why they call this area the birthplace of the Heika.
Sioux City, a city located in the center of the Ise Plain and the capital of Mie Prefecture, previously known as Onatsu, Sioux City has served as a port town since the Heian period, after which it continued to flourish as an important port city for Japan. Sioux City is also known as the birthplace of the Heika. The Ubushina area in its suburbs is said to be where Taira no Kiyomori's father, Taira no Tadamori, was born. Very interesting. Let's talk about this place.
This is a metropolitan area of Mie, and a locus of historical events. I guess that makes it the perfect place to start a new journey.
Can we get back to those mermaids you mentioned? What became of the 3 that were caught in the fishing nets?
At the time, the lord of this area was Taira no Tadamori. You didn't already forget him, did you? Well, the fisherman thought the mermaids were fascinating finds, so he placed them into 2 of them into boxes and presented them to Tadamori.
Oh, Lord Tadamori must have been well pleased by that. How could he not be? It was known that eating the flesh of a mermaid grants eternal life.
Actually, Tadamori evidently said they were disturbing and gross and refused to accept them.
God, what a waste!
However, the fisherman caught up the remaining mermaid and ate it himself.
So, what happened to him?
Well, the fisherman said it was pretty tasty.
Well, no. Tasty, is it?
And that's all I got.
That's it!
That's all I could find in existing records.
Then the act of eating a mermaid's flesh alone may not produce any results. I suppose then that there may be other requisite conditions, wouldn't you say?
Well, considering the sheer number of eyewitness reports concerning mermaids, it is odd that there aren't more immortals walking around.
Well, now we know of one immortal, and that's friggin' Sato. I mean, we saw her die. There's no shot she's not an immortal. Friggin'... In fact, she's the friggin' Bikuni character that's in the story. More than likely. Considering that that girl's original name was Osato.
There don't seem to be any records about what happened to the mermaids that Tadamori refused to accept. I suppose it's possible someone in the Heika clan snuck off with them.
Now that's a hypothesis I can get behind. Let's talk about the Heika.
I was looking at an assortment of files concerning the Heika, so feel free to give them a look if you're interested.
You have my heartfelt gratitude. Excuse me. Taira no Tadamori. Taira no Tadamori, the father of Taira no Kiyomori, an influential figure of the Heian period, was the man responsible for solidifying the social standing of the Issei Taira clan, and was notable for being the first samurai permitted to enter the imperial court. Entering the imperial court meant being granted access to the Tenjo no Ma, a chamber where those who directly served the emperor performed their official duties. In an era where that warrior class was still considered a low status, a samurai rising to the level of court official was unprecedented. The Issei Taira clan went on to extend its influence across various provinces, with the vast wealth it gained through trade with the Song dynasty of China solidifying its foundation. This significant influence was later inherited by his son Kiyomori. Tadamori was said to have been a man of strong will and perseverance, yet despite the power he amassed in his lifetime, he was also said to have been modest and disinclined to indulge in luxuries. Nukemaru, Tadamori's sword, an heirloom passed down through the Taira clan, originally named Kogarashi, is said to have become known as Nukemaru when a giant snake emerged from a lake and made to swallow Tadamori whole as he lay resting. At that moment, Kogarashi, which Tadamori had left leaning nearby, slipped from its scabbard of its own accord and drove the snake away. The name Nukemaru derives from the verb nuku, meaning to unsheath, and reflects the sword's extraordinary act of slipping from its scabbard on its own to save its owner. Nukemaru was later inherited by Tadamori's son, Yorimori, but after the downfall of the Taira clan, it is said to have changed hands several times, and its whereabouts are currently unknown. How much do you want to bet it's in the frickin', whatever his name was, Soto? The Mermaids of Betsuo. One time, when Tadamori was visiting from Betsuo in Issei province, 3 creatures with the heads of humans, the lips of monkeys, and the teeth and bodies of fish were caught in the local fishermen's nets. Dubbing these creatures Nino. The original... Why is my mouth like twitching whenever I'm trying to speak? The original Japanese word for mermaids, the fishermen put 2 of them in a box that had washed up with them and presented them to Tadamori. However, Tadamori was unnerved by their appearance and refused to accept them. It is said that the remaining mermaid were cut up and eaten by the fishermen, who found them to be delicious. Great. How much you want to bet the sword that they're talking about isn't frickin' not you? Soto, that's her name. I forgot.
There's one thing I should warn you about, though.
Oh?
This group sometimes gets referred to as the Issei Taira as well, which might make things a little confusing. I'll go ahead and leave it as Heike.
Does it really matter? Aren't they basically the same thing?
Not exactly. You see, the term Issei Taira refers to the Taira clan as a whole because they originated in Issei. On the other hand, people will generally refer to the family within the clan that include Tadamori and Kiyomori as simply the Haika. Their family features prominently in the stories we're interested in, so I'll use Haika for most of the time. Plus, it has a nice ring to it.
Either way works for me, so do as you like.
Tale of Haika, also used Haika.
You're awfully particular about this, but I rather like that kind of fastidiousness.
Anyway, after a number of events, the Haika would go on to lose the Battle of Dan no Ura and be completely eradicated.
Ah, I believe I know this one. Dan no Ura is found in Kyushu, is it not?
Bingo. The clan was chased out of Kyoto and pushed further and further west until they were eventually wiped out.
It pains me to think such a resplendently glorious clan meeting such an ignominious end. More is the pity.
That's why Haika's resentment is particularly strong, and many remnants of it remain even today. Shrines and monuments have even been erected throughout the land in an attempt to quell that resentment.
Ah, now we reach your particular field of expertise. Excuse me.
Because the clan fell from such an exalted position so abruptly, that resentment is exceptionally persistent and quite pervasive. That said, famous places related to people like Taira no Kiyomori are well attended by worshippers, so they're relatively stable. It's popped up in percentage Heika clan members that no one even remembers who caused the most trouble.
I seem to recall a number of individuals going so far as to claim that those outside the Heika clan could not even be considered human. But if that's the case, are we really safe here? You don't think we might find ourselves assailed by these lingering grudges?
Much of the Ise province is protected by shrines, and the area is suffused with spiritual energy, so we're probably safer here than most places. But that's just the land itself. Objects or people that resentment have seeped into are a different story altogether.
That's somewhat troubling to hear.
Either way you look at it, this region is still home to many places and things associated with the Haika.
Excellent. I believe I've gotten a grasp of the situation at hand. It's time we made our way to the next locale. We're on the clock after all.
Let's get to it.
Move. To Anno Town. Ow. I feel like I just snapped my neck. Well, it would seem we arrived. And where are we now, Circe? Circe?
This is an area in Anno Town known as Kusawa. Kusawa is quite famous because of the Yaobikuni legend. I'd be surprised if there was anyone who hasn't heard of it.
I'm sorry to say I've never heard of it.
Wait, really?
Come now, don't act so shocked. You can't expect me to know every little thing. And besides, I'm not even from this country. The very reason I requested you be my guide was so you could teach me about things like this.
I guess that's true. Okay, I understand.
I'll be counting on your explanations. Anno Town. Anno Town is located in the Age District, so named during the events of the story. It has since been merged with Sioux City of Mie Prefecture. Located at the foot of Kyogamine, a mountain with a single 819-meter peak, the land surrounding it is rich in natural splendor, with multiple hot springs welling forth from the earth around it. From the Edo period until the Meiji period, it was known for being the primary place of production of sumoji, a delicate fabric woven in such a way as to be semi-transparent. Excuse me, I can't stop yelling!
The fabled beauty of the serene Japanese countryside. It really is charming.
Oh yes, the incessant chirping of locusts combined with an unrelenting heat. Here's the Japanese summer, all right.
It's fascinating to think that such a peaceful place could be home to such profound historical events. I'm practically jeering with excitement.
I can see that. Let's try to keep a cool head, shall we? Anything of intrigue? Aha! It's got a pompadour. Shrine? What's down there? Some sort of shrine?
This shrine is apparently dedicated to Sugawara no Michizane. Michizane? I don't know. You should go pay our respects before we leave.
I wish I could say everything with perfect pronunciation, because I am probably butchering everything and I'm making everyone angry at me. Yabikuni really did exist. I wonder what sort of life she led. Well, just hard cut to her having her flesh repaired. Quite an interesting one. Let's go with that one. Can't begin to imagine what it would be like to live for hundreds of years. The legend of Yabikuni.
The legend of Yabikuni originated here in Kusawa, Ono Town. Long ago, a 17-year-old girl named Osato lived in this village. She unknowingly ingested the meat of a mermaid that was served during the village gathering and became immortal. After subsequently being persecuted by the other villagers, she became a nun and made a pilgrimage around the entire country. At the end of the story, she eventually returned to this village and lived out the rest of her very long life.
Tales told in other parts of the country play in almost exactly the same fashion.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
The Tao of Yabikuni, a bhikkhuni? Fully ordained Buddhist nun, who acquired preternatural longevity after eating the flesh of a mermaid, can be found in almost every region of Japan. Although the exact details vary greatly between regions, they all share the same fundamental element. A girl who ate mermaid flesh lived for 800 years. The Yabikuni legend passed down in Mie Prefecture is as follows. Once upon a time, a beautiful girl named by the name of Osato lived in Kusawa village. One day, when Osato was 17, the flesh of a mermaid was served at a village gathering. The other villagers, disturbed at the thought of eating such a creature, refused to eat it, but Osato unknowingly ate the mermaid's flesh. From that moment on, Osato didn't age a day. Shunned by the other villagers and treated as a monster, she was eventually forced to leave the village, becoming a nun. Osato traveled the length and breadth of Japan for hundreds of years before eventually returning to Kusawa village, where her long life at last came to an end. She was 17, right? One day when Osato was 17... wait, there was another thing I didn't read. Oh, a mockingbird. This one is... Lil Blue. Anyways, it was 17, right? How old is Sato? Yeah, I figured.
Legend of Yabikuni, the girl who ate the flesh of a mermaid and lived for 800 years, has been passed down all over Japan. Not only here in Mie Prefecture's Ano Town, but in Fukui, Aichi, and Gifu Prefectures as well. In total, the story has been found in 121 locations in 28 prefectures throughout the country. Or at least that's what certain research has indicated.
Doesn't that seem like a lot? Were there really that many different Yabikunis out there?
Obviously, not all the legends can be true. But I actually have a theory on the subject. Would you like to hear?
By all means.
Most of the legends refer to a woman who stopped aging and lived for 800 years after consuming the meat of a mermaid. At that point, because others would find it strange that she wasn't getting any older, she wasn't able to live in normal society anymore.
I suppose that would be natural. It would explain why she withdrew from the world and became a nun.
Exactly, and that's how she got at the name Yabikuni, the 800-year-old Bikuni nun. With 800 years on her hands, she could have easily made a pilgrimage around the entire country.
How interesting. Buddhist priests are known for trekking throughout the land as a form of ascetic training.
And if we consider the 121 locations where the legend was found, with 800 years to spare, she could have spent 6 years in each location. 6 years would certainly be enough time for her to make a name for herself in each and every location, right?
Oh, my dear, I believe I see what you're getting at. Your theory posits that the stories of Yabikuni that have been passed down in every corner of the country all refer to the exact same individual.
Well, it might be a bit much to say all of them are the same. There may have been a few different people. But it's more convincing than the theory that there are 121 people.
That's not honestly a bad idea.
I also think the Yabikuni of Wakasa province is the most likely origin of the legend.
I wonder. Don't all the different instances of the story throughout Japan also claim that particular location as her place of final rest?
That may be true, but I assume that each of those different places wanted to have a grave or some other tangible marker to base the legend on. But when so many people that are purported to have lived for 800 years all die at around the same time, it seems pretty unlikely.
Then you believe some of the tales were embellished somewhat.
That sort of thing happens all the time. Legends are always mixtures of truth and fantasy. Moreover, it doesn't make sense that every single immortal would cite a con nun.
Yeah,
There were likely some places that simply believed Yao Bikuni was the term for an immortal.
rather than a nun, for all we know. Oh, she said, I'ma be a nun of that, and became an Amma diver.
That's actually pretty insightful. Many legends are based on simple semantic misunderstandings.
Now, wait just a minute. I won't stand here and let my dumb joke actually become a salient point of discussion. I was about to say, do not turn this into something serious. Friggin', even the man's like, you need to stop me. That's what the point of the joke is.
Let's drop it then.
But still, if one were to somehow live for 800 years, a person that became immortal after the Kamakura period could still be alive today.
True. If so, I'd love to sit them down for a long chat.
Well, we know there are a lot. Can Kusawa's legend of Yabikuni really be true? There must be falsehoods and fictions mixed into the tale, surely.
Who knows? Ise Province isn't that far from Wakase Province, after all. She may have simply walked here from there. The fact that the stories from each different area are so similar does make me wonder if they didn't get mixed together somehow.
You think the legend may be an amalgamation of stories from various locations?
Exactly. But then again,
The
immortal in the story from this location has her own name, which gives the legend a certain
Verisimilitude? What the fuck does verisimilitude mean? I'm looking this up. Verisimilitude. The appearance or semblance of truth in art, literature, or film where the narrative feels believable, consistent, and lifelike to the audience, regardless of whether it is factually true. Thank you, Google. Indeed it does. What the fuck did you just say? I do not know what that word you just said meant.
I guess we can assume that a girl with that name really did live here long ago. And something must have happened to make people believe she had become immortal. It's reasonable to assume her story then got mixed up with various legends of Yabikuni from around the country before being passed down.
Of course, the exact timing of these events is still unclear, but it does present an interesting possibility. She could very well still be living in this village. Wouldn't that be a compelling development?
Leave it to an occult writer to think up something like that.
That's right! You're seeing the prodigious imaginative power of a fantasy author in action!
Yes, it's really something.
Take me seriously, damn you!
But the fact of the matter is that almost no trace of Yabikuni remain in this village. Even her grave, which is referred to as Lady Yao's tomb, has never been located.
But then, did we come all this way for nothing?
Well, it might not have a direct connection, but there is something else. So there is something one should always consider when discussing Issei. The Tales of Issei. Have you heard of it? It's the oldest extant collection of Japanese verse, compiled sometime during the Heian period.
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with it. Same. But I have heard the tale of Genji and the tale of Haika. Is it anything like those?
Well, those are also stories written during the Heian period, but that's where the similarities end. Nice try, though.
Oh, rumph. Well, they sound similar enough anyway.
Don't worry, I'm not an expert on the subject either. Basically, this collection of verse elaborates on a number of waka poems by giving accounts of the events surrounding each one. The entire collection of 125 passages referred to as the Tales of Issei. That's easy enough to remember, no?
The Tales of Issei is a collection of short stories, said. Check.
One more thing. The title might be the Tales of Issei, but the content isn't all that focused on the actual area.
What's this now? Are they intentionally attempting to confuse and bewilder us?
Some believe the title comes from the fact that Passage 69 is set in Issei Province.
Nice.
At any rate, I just thought I should bring it up because it does have at least a slight bearing on the topic at hand. If you're keen to learn more, I'll add more detailed information to the files.
Why, thank you. I'll be sure to read through them later. Now is later. This one's gonna be long. To like stretch my jaw. The Tales of Issei, a collection of verse, or uta monogatari, thought to be the oldest surviving work in Japan. It is particularly well known for the opening sentence of many of its prose passages. Long ago, there was a man. Believed to have been compiled in the Heian period, it greatly influenced the literature of the era, including famous works such as the Tale of Genji. The central figure of the narrative is speculated to be a fictionalized version of Ariwara no Narihara, a poet of the Heian period, with the prose passages serving as a biography for the character. Both the author and its exact date of publication are unknown. The narrative spans 125 episodes, which vary in length from a few lines to several pages. It covers the life of a man from his coming of age to his death, and focuses primarily on the protagonist and the people around him, particularly his romantic dalliances with women. Some of its most famous episodes are summarized below. Episode 1, the Yuiko Buri. Having come of age, a man sets out on a ceremonial falconry excursion where he catches sight of two beautiful sisters. Infatuated, he cuts off the sleeve of his robe, inscribes a waka poem on it, and sends it to them. Episode 6, Akutagawa. A man, having finally succeeded in stealing away a beautiful, noble woman, flees with her to a warehouse, where they take shelter from the rain. However, the man discovers in the morning that she has disappeared, devoured by a demon that inhabited the warehouse. Episode 9, Azuma Kudari. Feeling despondent about his future, a man embarks on a journey to the east with a group of his friends. In Mikawa province, he catches sight of some beautiful flowers and reflects on how far his journey has brought him, and recites a poem. In Suruga province, he sees snow on the peak of Mount Fuji, contemplates the passage of time, and recites a poem. In Musashi province, he spots an unfamiliar bird on the shores of the Sumida River, recalls his wife and hometown, and recites a poem. His friends all weep upon hearing the latter, moved by his feelings for his faraway home. Episode 23, the Suzui Izutsu. Close friends from childhood, a man and a woman exchange poems and are wed. But when the man prepares to travel faraway Kawachi province to visit his other lover, the woman displays no hint of displeasure as she sees him off on his journey. Suspicious of her actions, the man hides in their garden, watches as his wife makes herself up as beautifully as she can, but when she then sits and recites poems out of concern for her traveling husband, he feels a profound shame and decides not to go to Kawachi. Kari no Sukai. Having been sent to Issei province to hunt game, a man is received with great hospitality by the imperial princess serving as priestess in Issei shrine. Attracted to each other, the two attempt to meet in secret, but can find no opportunity to speak intimately. Although they promise one another to meet the following day, it is not to be. The two exchange poems of farewell before the man sets out to continue his journey. Episode 95, the Hikoboshi. Having fallen in love with a woman who serves in the imperial court, a man finally manages to meet her after patiently waiting for the right moment. However, the two are still separated by a screen. The man recites a poem to her, proclaiming that his love for her is greater than even the Hikoboshi's love for Orihime. He compares the screen separating them to the Milky Way that separated the two legendary lovers. Moved by his words, the woman removes the screen, allowing them to finally meet face to face. Interesting. Tales of Issei.
There's one other thing we can learn from the Tales of Issei. Adding a tale up to a book title really class things up. You should keep it in mind. It's apparently all the rage during the Heian period.
No, I couldn't agree more. My next work is certainly going to be a tale of. Well then, I suppose that brings this particular subject to a close. On to the next. No rest for the wicked, I say. Time to tackle on the next mermaid myth.
Sure.
Excuse me. It is cold. Futami Gara. Oh, hey, this is where the corpse is. And here we find our next subject of inquiry. What place might this be, my dear?
This is Futami Gara, the coastline that lies beyond Futami Town. It's just over from Issei City.
Ah, then we finally penetrate the outskirts of Issei City proper. Things are certainly beginning to heat up. I inferred that Issei City was a prefectural capital from the fact that Mie Prefecture was once known as Issei Province. Not bad, eh?
Well, I can understand how you would arrive at that conclusion. But the truth is, Mie Prefecture is composed of 4 separate provinces: Issei, Shima, Iga, and Ki.
Ah, is that so?
But that doesn't change the fact that Issei City is regarded as the spiritual capital of Japan, making it a very important location.
Very interesting. The sun has already begun its steady descent, so perhaps we should pick up the pace a bit. No mermaid.
Futamigara Sea is famously said to purify the body, so many visitors to Issei Shrine come here as well. The scenic beauty of the location has even been featured in poems from antiquity.
I only get splash water because otherwise I have to go back downstairs to get water. Actually, I'm probably going to have to go back downstairs to get water eventually anyways because I'm running low on it. It certainly is easy on the eyes. The strands of pine trees along the shore make for quite the striking image.
To make it even better, the embankment we're standing on offers a 360-degree view of Issei Bay.
It makes you want to get out on the very edge to take it all in.
It really does. Being surrounded by the bay like this is such an enchanting feeling. What a breathtaking view.
As far as the girl's concerned, I suppose yeah. Futamigara Mermaids. So, does this place have any legends featuring mermaids?
It does. A record called the Kagenki was written by people at Horyuji-e Temple after the Kamakura period. In that record, there are a total of 6 instances of information concerning mermaids.
6, eh? That's certainly promising.
One of those entries describes a sighting here in Futami, Issei Province on April 3rd during the second year of the Enbun era, which would be 1357.
So they even noted the exact date. How fortuitous.
The passage is as follows. From the sea of Futami in Issei Province came in Meiju, delivering perpetuity.
So, what exactly does that mean?
I guess that mermaid was spotted in the sea by Futami and was named in Meiju, meaning health and long life, because it granted longevity.
Aha! Granted longevity did it. Finally, we're getting to the good stuff.
Yes, it's another account relating mermaids to Yaobikuni. It seems the idea of mermaids gaining immortality had already been established at that time.
Indeed. And now we even have a name. Meiju. So, what sort of mermaid was this, and what became of it?
No clue.
Again with the vague records! These people write down the appearance of some fantastical creature and then just let it wander off!
I haven't personally gone over every bit of research in the matter, but I can speculate on an answer. Records of mermaids in other places are often referred to them by name. In fact, it may not have been all that uncommon for the people in the area to encounter them when these records were written.
Let me see if I follow your meaning. The same mermaid would appear repeatedly, leading people in the area to grow accustomed to it. Am I on the right track?
Exactly. I mean, who wouldn't bother giving a name to something you only saw once after all? These people may have even come to have a kind of rapport with the mermaids. At the very least, it doesn't appear as though they were trying to capture any.
Mermaids that people didn't want to capture? Then they weren't seeking its flesh. Perhaps there was a way obtaining immortality even without the meat.
Maybe mermaid meat really was just tasty and nothing more. And if that were the case, then it makes perfect sense that they would view the mermaid as a divine creature.
So they treat it as an auspicious being that blessed others with long life. You may be onto something there.
This makes me think of that theory you mentioned about how there might be 2 different kinds of mermaids.
Oh, you remembered. I stand by my theory.
There's the fish mermaid, which looks more like an aquatic monster or beastie. And the human mermaid, which resembles a demi-human or nymph.
Indeed, that's the simplest way to describe it anyhow. Assuming the mermaid in question had a name, formed relationships with humans and grand longevity, it stands to reason it was of the human mermaid variety.
You have a point. The mermaids we've encountered thus far have all been caught in nets and appear to be more like fish mermaids.
It seems more likely then that the mermaids who grant longevity are actually these human mermaids.
Interesting. That in turn would suggest... My word! Would this mean that one could become immortal without eating their flesh?
I'm not sure. There are countless legends that reference the need to consume their flesh. But I can't help but feel like there's more to it. If human mermaids were capable of communicating with us, I'd really like to speak with one.
Agreed. Interesting. Excuse me, I can't stop yawning. Speaking of which, this is entirely unrelated, but there's something I've been wondering. Do you mind?
What? Our conversation was just getting good.
Protest all you like, but I shall ask anyway. On our way here, I noticed there's something adorning the entrances to everyone's houses. What was that?
Alright, those are Summon Shorai talismans.
Somen Shorai?
Yes, although in most of Japan, they're usually only hung up around on the New Year, but here in the Ise Tobashima region, and they're traditionally left up all year long.
Interesting.
I can add more detailed information to the files for you later.
Somen Shorai, a type of talisman described with the character Somen Shorai, Shison, meaning descendant of Somen Shorai. These talismans come in a variety of forms, ranging from smaller objects such as paper slips, wooden tags, or hexagonal wooden charms, to larger objects such as hoops made of entwined miscanthus reeds or shiminawa, sacred ropes used for ritual purification. These talismans are generally placed at the doorways of households as a prayer for sound health and to ward off illness. Many households in Ise Shima place Somen Shorai talismans at the entrances to their homes, usually in the form of paper slips or shiminawa. Although most families in Japan only put shiminawa up during the New Year, in Ise Shima they're kept up the whole year round, being replaced every once a year on New Year's Eve. The word Somen Shorai originate from the name of the central figure in the legend of the same name. Although many versions of the tale exist throughout Japan, the tale generally told in Ise Shima is as follows. On New Year's Eve, the deity Gozu Tenno set out to court the princess of Ryugu. However, when night fell, he found that none of the nearby inns had a spare room to offer him, and so he turned to two brothers who lived by the sea for hospitality. The wealthy younger brother, Kotan Shorai, turned them away despite having the means to accommodate him. The elder brother, Somen Shorai, welcomed Gozu Tenno into his home, even though he lived in poverty. Pleased by the simple yet heartfelt reception he had received, Gozu Tenno rewarded his hospitality by sparing only Somen Shorai from a plague that ravaged the area the next year. Ever since, it is said that hanging a wealth of miscanthus reeds and a charm declaring oneself to be a descendant of Somen Shorai from one's waist will offer protection from plagues and illness. This tradition has survived to the present day, where such charms are now used as talismans for good health and well-being. Interesting. It's always fun to learn about these lives. What is it? What? What is it? Now you're making me antsy. Hello? Come on, sis. You realized something about the Somen Shorai, didn't you? You must share.
No, nothing like that. Just made me think about how close this area is to the eternal world.
It is? Is it? What does that mean?
You already know this from the files, but regarding the Somen Shorai, its origin goes back to a legend about the deity Gozu Tenno, who's courting the princess of Ryugu.
Ryugu, you say?
That's right. Ryugu is close to this place. In other words, that place is very close to the eternal world. Yes, and furthermore, Gozu Tenno was also the guardian deity of the Yonshoja temple. The very same Yonshoja who gets mentioned in our good old friend, The Tale of Haika.
So it is. So what was it again? From the bells of the Yonshoja echoes out the impermanence of all things, right? Sounds so cool that even I memorized it. Haven't got a clue what it means, though.
Yes, that's one. As for its meaning, you can look it up yourself.
Fine, fine. So what you're saying is, Ise-shima is a land with deep ties to both Ryugu and the Heika. And that is exactly why the Somen Shorai tradition is so well established here.
Ah, that reminds me. There's something about Ryugu's princess that keeps bothering me as well.
She certainly is mysterious, hmm?
That reminds me about Futamigara.
Dear me, how time flies when listening to your lecture, Sears. The sun has already gone down.
I suppose I got carried away. Sorry.
Well, if that results in such a lovely view of the sea at night, I'll not complain.
You're right. Just look at all the stars.
Ah. I feel like I'm gonna look around and I'm gonna get jump scared.
Oh, we really have let time get away from us. Look how dark it's gotten.
Without the light from the stars above, we'd be lost in the pitch darkness. Dear me, I dragged around all day, didn't I? Or perhaps I should say I had her drag me around all day long. As a guardian for the time being, I suppose I ought to have had us retire earlier. Though Sears herself seems to have limitless reserves of energy. But look, the heavens are entirely enveloped in a shower of dazzling pinpricks of light. What a sight to behold. Would you happen to be versed in constellations, Sears?
Well, I've dabbled in a bit in astrology, so I guess I know a thing or two.
Excellent. Do tell. I feel like I'm gonna...
Well, if we consider the constellations you can see in Japan during summer, the first one that comes to mind is the Summer Triangle. It's an easy one to find.
Triangle, eh? Then I suppose it's made up of 3 stars?
Correct. Vega in the constellation Lyra, Deneb in the constellation Cygnus, and Altair in the constellation Aquila. This trio of bright stars can be observed close to the Milky Way in the season.
What? I want to see. How do we go about identifying them?
Well, first... Low in the southwestern portion of the sky, look for a star that glows red. Antares of the Scorpio constellation.
Southwest, you say? From here, that would mean facing inland and looking to the right.
Okay, try to find a red star low in the sky and point to it.
Possibly the most famous of the summer constellations, the Summer Triangle is formed by connecting Vega in the constellation Lyra, Deneb in the constellation Cygnus, and Altair in the constellation Aquila. Vega and Altair are also said to represent Orihime and Hikoboshi, the 2 central figures of the Tanabata legend. The romantic imagery of the star-crossed lovers separated by the Milky Way has captivated people's imagination since time immemorial. How to find? Summer Triangle is visible in the sky almost directly overhead around August. Start by facing southwest and looking low in the sky to find Antares, the bright red heart of the constellation Scorpius. From there, look straight up, and you should spot Vega near the center. Wait, I do believe I found it. The star just there with the reddish tint. That must be Antares, yes?
Correct. That is indeed Antares, brightest star in the Scorpio constellation.
Aha! I found it all by myself! Why, I'd make quite the celestial cartographer, I do say so myself.
I hate to rain on your parade, but you were supposed to be looking for a star in the Summer Triangle, so please try again.
Gods, that's right!
Why not try looking straight up from Antares? I bet you'll find Vega at the sky zenith. Give it a shot.
Here? There, that must be it.
Bingo. That's Vega, one of the 3 stars in the Summer Triangle. In Japan, Vega is also called the Orihime star, and is famous for its connection to the Tanabata Star Festival.
And that must mean Hikoboshi will be on the opposite side of the Milky Way from that one.
Exactly right. Can you figure out which one it is? Well, the other stars in the Summer Triangle is in the same area, so if you can find it, just see if you can find it.
You mean this one? Eureka, I've spotted it!
That's Altair, one of the 3 stars in the Summer Triangle. Part of the Aquila constellation, Altair is known in Japan as Hikoboshi for its role in the Tanabata Star Festival.
Oh, that means I've managed to spot both Horihime and Hikoboshi. As if I'd drawn the two star-crossed lovers together with my own hand. How overjoyed they must be.
Yeah, nice work. Didn't expect you to be such a romantic. There's still another star in the Summer Triangle to find. Might be hard to see because of the angle.
Right you are. It certainly is a bit tricky to see see something directly above you. Where am I looking for? This one? That one? Oh. I don't know. What am I supposed to do? Oh, this one? That's the one.
Nice find. That's Deneb, one of the 3 stars in the Summer Triangle. Deneb lies within the Milky Way, which earns it the nickname Milky Way Star.
Ah, it does indeed be swimming nicely along that starry stream. There, I've located all 3 stars of the Summer Triangle. How do you like that?
Good work. Now I've mastered the summer skies. Should I start addressing you as a professor?
That's me. Feel free to rely on my knowledge.
Alright then, tell me, what's our name for the Hikoboshi? For the star Hikoboshi? I've already forgotten. My ass has already forgotten. My ass has completely already forgotten. I don't remember where it is. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Altera's Hikoboshi. That's right. Well done, Professor.
Phew. I mean, nothing to it. Regardless, we've seen all there is to see in Futamigara. I'd even go so far as to call this a wrap. I think that covers all the mermaid legends for Mie Prefecture. But is there anyone else you're keen to visit, Sears?
But we haven't even visited Isai Shrine yet. If you ask me, we've barely scratched the surface.
No, you've got a point there. But it's getting late, so let's save that for tomorrow, shall we?
Alright.
The next day. Ugh. Mount Asana. Wow, talk about a gorgeous view.
It is something, isn't it? This is Mount Sama's observation platform. It overlooks Toba City on one side and Issei City on the other.
So that's Toba City over there, eh? What's Toba got going on for it? Sorry.
Well, the first thing that comes to mind when thinking about Toba is Toba Castle, built in the Sengoku period by none other than the pirate and daimyo, Lord Kuki, who at one time led the Kuki naval fleet.
Oh, that's more exciting than I anticipated.
As for the Toba-shima area, it's famous for having the highest population of ama divers in Japan.
Aha! I knew there'd be something touristy. What a fantastic blend of culture and history. Mount Asama. Mount Asama straddles the border between Issei City and Toba City, and is also known by its official name of Asama-ga Atake, part of the Issei Shima National Park. It was selected as one of the 100 landscapes of Japan, a listing of famous scenic sites gathered from across the country. Kongo Shoji, a temple located on the southern peak of Mount Asama, was built to protect Issei Shrine from the northeast, traditionally regarded as a spiritually vulnerable direction. Perhaps as a result, many worshippers who visit Issei Shrine also make the journey to Kongo Shoji. The observatory at the peak of the mountain offers a sweeping view of Toba City and the many islands that dot Issei Bay.
Over there you can see the city of Toba spread out along the coast. By the way, they tend to call this the Issei Shima region. But most of the time, that includes Toba as well. Something to keep in mind.
So when I hear Issei Shima, I should also think Toba, eh? Good to know. Although the term Ise-shima is sometimes used to refer to part of the Nansei southern region of Mie Prefecture, the area covered by this term is not clearly defined, with it usually referring to the two major tourist destinations, Ise Shrine and Shima Peninsula, and their surrounding areas. As the area referred to as Ise-shima also includes Toba City, it also sometimes sometimes referred to as the Ise-Toba-shima area to avoid confusion. I don't know why my jaw keeps like jittering.
Apparently Mount Sama's peak sits at 555 meters above sea level, so it's not that high. But as it's situated at the tip of the Shima Peninsula, it offers a magnificent view of Toba, a base coastline, and the outlying islands.
Since we stopped by the shrine this morning, I assumed we'd take the mountain path. All I can say is this place takes my breath away. From what I hear, lots of the inns in Toba are run by ama divers and fishermen. I can't wait to dig into some seafood tonight. She's been packed and ready to venture forth since the early hours of the morning. Though I myself beat her to the punch, having been too excited to sleep a wink all night. Let's talk about the Kuki Navy.
First off, you should know about the naval troopers in the Sengoku period that were basically just pirates.
Pirates, eh?
Yes, they put together crews of rowdy sailors, armed them to the teeth, and have them patrol a designated area of the sea. They only actually served under their commander as a naval force when there was a battle.
So that's what the Navy was like back then, hmm? A ragtag bunch of pirates only called on to do their duty in times of need.
Exactly. In fact, such forces only came to be called navies during the Edo period, and that was purely a matter of convenience. As for the Kuki Navy, it was one of the pirate bands patrolling the waters of Ise Bay. A man named Kuki Yoshitaka was its commander, hence the name. He distinguished himself in the service of Oda Nobunaga and Toyotomi Hideyoshi, eventually rising to the position of daimyo of Shima province. That's why they called him the Pirate Daimyo. He started as a lowly pirate, but rose all the way to the top of the chain of command.
Did you say Oda Nobunaga? Him, I've heard of. He was a demon king of the sixth heaven, oh?
True, but that's the title he gave himself.
Still a pirate and a daimyo? What an enchanting combination!
That may be, but he wasn't blessed where allies were concerned. It seems he was always butting heads with his relatives.
Oh?
For one thing, he may have had his nephew Sumitaka assassinated in order to take over the Kuki clan. He also fought on the opposite side to his own son, Moritaka, in the decisive battles of Sekigahara. In the end, spurred on by his vassals, he committed suicide on Toshijima, that island over there. So while Kuki became daimyo of Shima province, his land was confiscated during his son's rule, and the clan fell into decline.
Life truly is full of ups and downs. How the mighty do fall. He must have been quite a character.
That reminds me, there's another fascinating legend related to the Kuki clan.
Oh, do tell.
It's about Kuki Yoshitaka's nephew, Sumitaka. He had an extraordinarily beautiful daughter named Princess Hatsune.
I guess I know where this is going. Wherever a legend starts with a beautiful daughter, it inevitably ends with trouble.
You're not wrong there. Princess Hatsune was so beautiful that she saw no end to suitors, and her father sought to marry her off to achieve his political ends. But the princess already had a lover, so she fought against her father's plans and even ran away several times, only to be brought home.
I knew it. Alas, that's what life was like for the daughters of powerful figures in those days.
Well, Princess Hatsune lamented her fate. Must I be cursed with such a misfortune merely for my beauty? And she didn't stop there. May no beautiful daughter be born to this land again. Such was the curse she left behind, before throwing herself down a well. And so ends the legend.
Not what I call a happy ending. The princess may have had good intentions, but I'm sure no one else felt she was doing them any favors.
intentions. That isn't how I interpreted it.
Well, what's your take on the story then?
When authority figures try to force other people's hands, they bring these things upon themselves. It's just asking to get cursed.
Fair enough. I see your point.
Still, the princess did take it a bit far. To me, though, it almost feels like that part was tacked on later. As if someone thought it would make the story more impactful, and that word of it would travel further if the princess killed herself at the end.
Oh, if you're right, that would change the story completely.
There is something else that interests me more. Sumitaka became head of the Kugi clan in 1560, but he was so young that Yoshitaka had to be appointed as his guardian. His exact age at the time isn't known, but the common belief is that he was about 8 years old.
8 years old and he's like controlling everything? Nothing unusual there. Premature inheritances were a common occurrence in those days.
But consider this. When Sumitaka died 24 years later, in 1584, he would have been 32 years old.
Yes?
Even if we suppose that Princess Hatsune was 15, their ages don't quite add up, do they?
Age differences weren't so much a point of contention back then, but even so, that is a bit odd.
Which begs the question, did Princess Hatsune really exist to begin with?
And even if she did, was she really Sumitaka's daughter?
An agate Magatama was unearthed at the place where the princess was supposedly buried. But that could easily have been planted there to lend credibility to the tale.
Well, once you start doubting, it's hard not to see lies everywhere.
True, and the pursuit of the unknown starts with belief, doesn't it?
Well said.
A certain occult researcher taught me that one.
You don't say. Kuki, Princess Hatsune. The Kuki clan, the pirates who became feudal lords. During the Sengoku period, Shima province was home to a number of local clans, among which the Kuki clan was just one of the many pirate clans operating in Ise Bay. However, things changed when Kuki Yoshitaka correctly read the changing tides and allied himself first with the Oda Nobunaga, and then Toyotomi Hideyoshi.
I did not almost say Toyota. Shut up. Both powerful figures of the era. Rising to prominence as commander of the Kuki Navy, he became the feudal lord of Shima province and founding Toba Castle as his base operations. While Yoshitaka was in the service of Nobunaga, the head of the Kuki clan was his nephew Sumitaka, with Yoshitaka serving as his advisor. Despite his position, Sumitaka was a little more than a puppet lord and died young, reportedly due to illness, just 2 years after the Honoji incident. However, some theories suggest that he was actually poisoned by Yoshitaka as part of a scheme to seize control of the family. The legend of Princess Hatsune. Kuki Sumitaka's daughter, Princess Hatsune, was said to have been a woman of great beauty. Sumitaka planned to marry her off as part of a political marriage, however Princess Hatsune refused, saying that she had already promised her future to someone else. Upon learning that Princess Hatsune's beloved was a member of an enemy clan, Sumitaka was enraged and insisted that she marry the person he had chosen for her. Although Princess Hatsune made numerous attempts to escape in order to be with her lover, she was caught each time and forced to return home. Despairing of her fate, Princess Hatsune lamented her beauty, blaming it for her predicament, before throwing herself down a well in her sorrow. As she did so, she prayed that, with her last breath, that no beautiful woman would ever be born in that land again, or so the legend goes. Despite the tale persevering as part of local folklore, many questions about the accuracy of Princess Hatsune's legend remain, including Sumitaka's age at the time.
Interesting. I just realized something. Kumi Sumitaka died or was assassinated exactly 400 years ago.
Is that significant?
It is. A specific spiritual significance is attached to periods of 400 years. For instance, the cycle of death and rebirth supposedly lasts 400 years, and some stories claim that a soul endures for 400 years. Of course, 800 years of mortals have twice that lifespan, but as you can see, 400 years is widely considered a good cutoff point.
So there's a chance something happens after 400 years?
Maybe. In any case, we should probably tread carefully there.
Sounds to me as if we're in the right place at the right time. Amadivers.
Amadivers have a long history with the Tobashima region. Evidence indicates that freedivers have been fishing in the area since ancient times.
You don't say.
Most notably, it's said that Oben, who once represented an abalone to Yamatohime no Mikoto, was the very first Amadiver. In fact, there's a shrine dedicated to Oben in Kuzaki that is considered a sacred place to Amadivers of the Tobashima region.
Is that so? She must have been truly legendary.
Moreover, there are several poems in the famous 8th century poetry anthology, Menyoshu, that depict the Amadiving in Shima province. Amadivers also appear in dozens of ukiyo-e from the Edo period. Clearly, they were a popular theme.
It's quite incredible to think that their method of fishing has not only endured for so long, but has been recorded in such exquisite detail.
There's another point worth noting. Amadivers have long been likened to mermaids for their skill and grace. You can even argue that the Amadiver culture that's so deeply rooted in this place is interwoven with the region's mermaid legends.
Ah, yes. There is a theory that the mermaids of the Issei Bay were simply Amadivers.
It does seem likely there's a connection between the two. I wouldn't be surprised if they were the originators of the legend.
Perhaps, but I'd be beyond disappointed if that's all there is to it.
Oh, right. By the way, there's another legend surrounding the Amadivers of the Tobashima region regarding something called the Tomokazuki.
Here we go. The Tomokazuki.
It's believed that an Amadiver may encounter a copy of herself underwater, who will then offer her an abalone. If she accepts, the Tomokazuki doppelganger will drag her to the bottom of the sea, never to be seen again.
Ah, sis, please don't spring scary stories on me out of nowhere.
That's why the Amadivers of this area wear the same Andomon symbols on them while they dive. It's a tradition that has continued right up to the present day. There must be some reason for it beyond pure superstition.
Interesting.
On another note, the Amadivers of the Tobashima region possess such exceptional diving skills that in addition to fishing, they also saved people from drowning and fetched up objects that had sunk to the seafloor right up until the Meiji era.
Well, well. Sounds as if they were true diving professionals.
Exactly. In fact, after the Heike were defeated at Dan no Ura and were lost beneath the waves.
Oh, we're back to the Heike already. I wasn't aware there was a connection.
Well, after that fateful battle, who do you think they sent to reclaim the legendary sword Kusanagi no Tsurugi from the seafloor? 2 Amadivers.
Aha, so their lost and found services were being employed even back then, eh?
And while they were diving, they came face to face with the vengeful spirits of the drowned Heike.
Sis, please, you're gonna give me nightmares.
At least that's what's depicted in the ukiyo-e entitled, "In the Western Sea, the diving woman encounter the Heike in the depths of the water."
Such a deep connection. To think the Heike were even once depicted with Amadivers. They truly are a symbol of the Issei Shima region.
Yes, but the setting for that ukiyo-e is Dan no Ura, which isn't anywhere near here. Still, it does go to show that Amadivers have held a deep connection to the sea for a very long time. And that's what... When we're talking about the Tobashima region, Amadivers are always going to be the key players.
True, if you ask me, they should be brought up before the pirates.
Mind you, the Navy had a crucial role to play too.
Alright. Right, well, if fascinating as all this has been, Sears, I'd say it's high time we return to our primary topic of interest here.
Oh? And what would that be? Personally, now that we visited the Issei Shrine, I'm more or less satisfied.
Tut tut. Sears, you disappoint me. We didn't come here purely to chase legends, did we?
And here I was hoping we could move on to buying souvenirs next.
You know perfectly well that the true purpose of my voyage is nothing more or less than a treasure hunt.
Right.
Of course, I'm sure all this information we've been gathering will come in handy as well. First things first, let's head back to the inn. From there, we can plan our next move. Oh, my goodness. That one lasted a long time. Ah! Treasure Hunt Part 1. I kinda want to check out Sacrifice. Oh, wait! Wait a minute. So, I'm very scared to continue Yumiko's storyline because this takes place after. Wait, no, it takes place. Wait, August 7th, 1988. No, never mind. This doesn't. I thought this meant it takes place after, but no. This happens the night of this. Okay. Let's continue with Sacrifice. Sato Shiranami, a mysterious girl with an unknown background who arrived on Kamishima several months ago, returns to the home of Shinobu Wakamura, where she is staying after having been out all morning. I'm scared of this girl. I've already forgotten the voice I gave this guy.
Oh, Mr. Wakamura. Good morning.
Oh, Sato, you're back. Where have you been?
Oh, I've been helping out at Suyu's place.
And that thing you got there, did Suyu give you that?
Oh, it's hand mirror. I just ran to Kikuko down on the road. She gave it to me.
No matter, you got a moment? I got something important to discuss.
Oh, alright. This is Shinobu Wakamura. He was kind enough to take me in when I was found here. He holds a bunch of posts both on and off the island and, from what I hear, has a lot of influence. At first glance, he can look a bit intimidating. And I've also heard of him shouting at subordinates over the phone, so, well, I guess he can be rather intimidating too. But with me, he's never been harsh. He's always very generous and patient. Mr. Wakamura, the head of the family, and his son Shotaro are the only two actually living in this house right now. Oh, and me, I suppose. I'm just freeloading here. Family's main home has already moved over to the mainland, so everyone else lives over there. This house is only used for when they're staying on the island. Mr. Wakamura only comes a few days a week, and Shotaro usually lives alone in Tokyo. So honestly, I've been here alone more often than not. This is where Mr. Wakamura grew up. Apparently it's been kept much as it was, no major renovations. For someone in such high position, the place really isn't all that fancy. It's not so different from any other homes on the island. People like that about him. It makes him feel more approachable.
I feel like there's gonna be a bird in here. Yep.
Yep.
Who is this?
It's Cloak and Plover.
You found 5. You now access the Mockingbird relationship chart. What the fuck does that mean?
It's the entrance to the house. People stop by every day whenever Mr. Wakamura's home. If someone needs help or wants advice, they often come here to see the Wakamuras. The Wakamuras have a lot of social obligations, so they usually eat out. That means the kitchen doesn't see much use these days. I'm probably the only one who uses it, most. Even then, I don't cook anything fancy. I mostly just fillet fish. We get fresh seafood often, so I'm getting better at filleting by the day. It tastes so good. Despite the house always often being empty, the household shrine is always kept neat and tidy.
Night and TD. What was I about to say?
It's a flag featuring the island's mascot, Kameshimaru. They were made as original souvenirs for tourists to Kamishima. Seems that triangle pennant and flags like this one are a class souvenir at tourist spots all over the country. This one was apparently put up by Kikuko, who just wouldn't take no for an answer.
That.
My goodness, I cannot stop yawning. Ah. I'm gonna lose it.
So, it's been what, about 3 months since you arrived?
Yes, that sounds about right.
You've gone used to life here by now, I expect. I don't suppose you remember anything yet?
No, nothing yet.
Yeah, still aren't sure who you are then. Let's think back a bit. About 3 months ago, the night of the earthquake, I happened to pass by the bay, where I found you washed up on the shore.
Right. I still can't remember how I came to be.
So Sato doesn't even know who she is.
Scared me good, I'll tell you that. I grabbed a blanket and carried you back here right away. But even after you woke up, you didn't remember anything but your name. You didn't have any belongings either. It was like you'd run up from somewhere with nothing at all. Nothing, not even clothing.
I'm so sorry you had to find me like that.
Not to mention you didn't seem to know a thing about everyday life. Maybe you grew up way out in the hills or were overly sheltered. You couldn't even put up clothes on properly. You didn't know how to turn the lights on. What's it if you didn't know the first damn thing?
Yes, but since then I've watched loads of TV. I've learned so much. Honestly, I'm kind of impressed at how fast I've managed to pick everything up.
Either way, I figured you were a special case, but that there had to be some special circumstances. So I decided to say you were a relative of mine and keep you here until you remembered something. You still haven't remembered a thing.
That's right. I'm sorry for all the trouble.
Interesting.
I was really hoping you'd have remembered something by now. I'm running out of time. We need to move on.
Running out of time.
Sorry, Sato. There's something I need you to do.
Me? But I can hardly do anything right.
Yes, you. Let's stop dancing around it. I had a reason for taking you in. To put it plainly, Sato, you aren't human, are you?
Huh?
What?
What? Where'd that come from? What's that supposed to mean?
Whether you truly can't remember or you're just plain dumb, enough is enough. I haven't told a soul on this island, not even Shotaro.
Told them what?
At night when I found you washed up in the bay, you were already dead.
What?
I've seen my share of drowned bodies before. You had no pulse. You weren't breathing. You were without doubt nothing but a corpse. Nothing could have saved you. I figured that was that and turned around to call the police. But then right before my eyes, your body mended itself and you started breathing again. The rest is as I told you before. When I said you scared me good, that was because you suddenly came back to life. I took you in because I realized there was no way you could be a regular human.
I don't know what to say. Are you saying I came back to life if I can come back to life if I die?
Do you really not know what you are?
Maybe it's like in that movie. The one with the zombies. Maybe I'm one of those.
You don't look right enough to be a zombie to me. But honestly, you can call it whatever you want.
So I died back then. No way, right? Right?
Is that what? Do you think she's the one who kills everybody? Do you think it's her? Like maybe she, like once she came back to life, realizing, like once she, it did happen after she came back to life, so maybe she died, maybe she gets herself killed on purpose, gets revived, goes insane, and then uses that to kill everybody for some reason. Although, no, I need more info. I can't make a decision on that.
I did wonder why you took me in and treated me so well. I guess if you knew I'd died and come back, then the reason you were being so kind was...
Well, yes. I want to know your secret. If I could figure out how you came back, it'd be worth a fortune.
Right, makes sense.
Doesn't mean I want to be rough with you. The plan was to let you settle in, and once you remembered, we'd talk.
That was very gentlemanly of you. Thank you.
Well, I did wonder whether that was a one-off thing or something you could do again and again. I never even thought about taking a blade to you to test it. I haven't thought about it. But if it really was a one-off thing, that would have been too risky. So I decided to wait and see.
Right, maybe not quite as gentlemanly as I thought.
Anyway, things have changed now. There's no time to be kind anymore. I'm out of options. This is an emergency. I don't want this to get ugly. First, I just want you to hear me out, okay?
Alright.
Okay.
Ever since I was a youngin', I've had support from a certain benefactor. Getting this far in one lifetime, all my money, connections, and success, it's all thanks to his backing and advice.
Uh-huh. Why are you bringing this up now?
Quiet and listen. Those who owe him call him Ukakun Udono, a title given to those that elevate above the clouds. That's how highly we regard him.
Elevate above the clouds. Sounds pretty important.
Sure is. He's from an old noble family, a real big shot with land and business all across the prefecture. Anyway, I met with him yesterday, and I ended up telling him about you.
About me?
I figured nobody would believe me if I told them about a girl who could resurrect herself from the dead. I just mentioned it in passing, expecting him to laugh it off and move on. To my surprise, Ukakudono was real interested, asking all kinds of things.
I don't like where this is going.
I haven't even said anything bad yet.
Maybe, but it sounds like you're about to say he wants you to hand me over to him or something like that.
Well, you're not wrong. Ukakakudono demanded I give you to him.
Knew it.
He wouldn't take no for an answer, even putting a deal on the table that was hard to refuse.
But you still told him no, right? I know you're strong enough to tell him no. Okay, your silence is scaring me now. What's that face supposed to mean?
Yeah, what is that face supposed to mean?
It would seem that Ukakakudono has quietly been researching immortality for years.
Huh? Immortality?
He's pretty serious about it, too. Says even the smallest rumors are worth looking into. Last year, when all that resurrection nonsense was going on in Tokyo, he used the opportunity to gather info.
Yeah, that was the whole thing in Mysteries of Honjo.
I never heard of that. Was that a big a thing?
If I'd known he was so interested, I never would have brought it up.
So they're saying you couldn't refuse him.
Anyway, let's say I'm in a bit of a situation with no easy way out now. It would be better if there was a way to not have to take the deal, so I plead with him to give me more time.
Oh, I knew you'd come through. Thank you.
Which brings me to what I need to ask you, Sato. If you stop hiding and tell me everything you know, I won't make this harder than it has to be.
Well,
Tell me, have you heard people on the island talk about the curse of the raging waves?
huh? The raging waves. That doesn't sound like a very nice curse.
So you haven't heard of it. Let me explain.
Wait, so the disaster 5 years ago, that was all because of this curse. It was created from the lingering resentment of all the people who died on Taishima 400 years ago. If that's true, it must be a very powerful curse.
No doubt about that.
No doubt. Uh-oh.
That's where you come in, Sato. I believe you're the one calling the curse down upon us. You're the Raging Waves curse bearer.
Huh? Come on, you can't be serious.
The timing fits perfectly. Things started taking a turn for the worse right after you arrived. And more than anything, I know you're not human. Just admit it. You're the one bringing this goddamn curse to the island.
Absolutely not. I don't know anything about it. I swear you've got the wrong person.
I was willing to wait until I understood how you came back to life, but now I'm out of time. But if you don't know or you're just plain dumb, I don't care anymore. I just need you to get rid of the goddamn curse. If you do, I'll never mention any of this again. You can even keep living here, watching as much TV as you like. I'll cover for you as long as you need.
But I
feel like we're gonna have to see what both do, but for now, let's just say it and say we will. Actually, no, I can't.
I don't even know about the curse, let alone how to get rid of it. I'd love to take you up on the offer, but I just don't know how.
So even the one who brought this curse upon us doesn't know how to lay it to rest. And I suppose I have no choice but to take Ukakakudono's deal and hand you over. You see, Ukakakudono claims he already knows how to break the curse of the raging waves.
Oh, why would he know that?
I've warned him about the curse many times. Suppose he must have dug into it. Suppose you will have to be an offering to Ukakakudono. One necessary to save Kamishima.
An offering? You mean like a sacrifice? In this day and age? Surely there's a way to save Kamishima that doesn't involve killing anyone. We can find a more humane route.
You really think he just hand over that information while he's got leverage? Use your head! If you can't help him, refusing his method of lifting the curse isn't on the table anymore. That means there has to be a price. That's just how deals work in the business world.
I don't care about the business world.
Come now, you think you have a choice.
Yes, I don't want to give up my body to someone researching immortality. He could kill me.
That's the thing. There's no need for you to worry about that. You won't stay dead. You'll live through whatever happens, won't you?
I refuse. I have a promise I have to keep, no matter what.
All you do is eat, sleep, and watch TV all day. What promise could you possibly have to keep?
Well, I can't say. Not right now.
What nonsense. You're just saying whatever to save yourself. You realize you're choosing to stand against protecting everyone on the island from disaster. Do you really want that on your conscience? Not to mention, you're the cause of this mess to begin with. It's time to take some responsibility.
No, that's not true. You're blaming the wrong person.
You live here and eat at our expense for months and then refuse one request? Unbelievable.
I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say.
The handover's tomorrow night, the 8th. The transport boat will slip out the port. Until then, do as you like. And don't bother trying to escape the island. I've told the ferry not to let you board. There's no one on this island my eyes don't reach.
This is awful. Is he serious? It's true I'm in no position to refuse, but there's no way. What do I...
If I'd done this 5 years ago, maybe I could have stopped it. I won't make the same mistake again.
I'm going out for a bit.
Fine, talk to whoever you want. Won't change a thing. No one here will defy my decision.
Oh boy.
I panicked and came all the way out here, but... what am I supposed to do? Whatever happens, I still have to keep my promise I made to Tsukasa yesterday.
Hey, Sano!
Hmm?
Finally caught up. Do you have a minute?
Shotaro. Good timing. I had something I want to ask you, too.
Oh, go ahead.
This white beach lies on the southeastern side of the island. It's blanketed by the sound of waves. The sea's so calm today, just like yesterday. Hard to believe a curse could do anything to break the solace. I believe that big rock on the coast is called Senjo Iwa. It means something like thousand-fold rock, and it's a bit of a local landmark. Shotaro came back from Tokyo about 2 weeks ago to visit his family here. I was already staying at the Wakamura residence, so that's when we first met. Ever since then, he's been checking in on me a lot. Like he's really concerned about me.
I think I'm starting to see what's going to happen.
It's not about personal, and I can see why so many people like him. For some reason, it feels like we come from completely different worlds. Like we see things in a completely different light. To be honest, I feel like there's a kind of distance between us as people.
My topic.
I know this is a bit sudden, but I was wondering if you have some time later this afternoon.
What for? You invite me to something?
No, not exactly. Just something a little complicated I want to talk about.
Couldn't we just talk right here and now?
No, I mean, I still need some time to prepare.
I think I see how it is. You sure this is the time for that, though? Don't you have bigger things to worry about?
Well, yes, but... so I really want you to be there. It's important.
Alright, I'll be there. Just tell me when and where.
Thank you. How about 1 p.m. down by the bay?
Got it. I'll be there. Oh, right. So I wanted to let you know. Sorry, I overheard your conversation with my old man earlier.
Wait, you did? How much you hear?
Pretty much the whole thing, I think. That house really has paper-thin walls. I heard about the curse, the sacrifice, and you coming back to life.
Then yeah, you pretty much heard everything.
Honestly, caught me completely off guard. I can't believe my old man's going on about all that. It's all so ridiculous. I mean, who actually buys into that kind of superstition? Don't worry, Sato. I won't let him do this. I'm on your side. There's no place for something as ridiculous as sacrifices in this day and age.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, you don't need to worry, Sato. I'll be your knight in shining armor. You're not going to be sacrificed for anything.
That's very reassuring. Thank you.
Honestly, in a world with science and as advanced as ours, talks of curses and sacrifices immortality, it's just nonsense. I think my old man has finally lost it. Pretty sure it's all the influence of that so-called sorcerer from Tokyo. Honestly, it's disgraceful.
Yeah, it's a bit out of hand.
Just so you know, after hearing all that, I confronted him, gave him a pretty firm piece of my mind.
Wait, you did? You spoke to Mr. Wakamura.
Sure did. Told him flat out that you weren't going to be a sacrifice for anything. Things got pretty heated after that.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. You didn't have to go that far for me.
Well, you see, I actually have my own reason for not wanting to lose you to some silly sacrifice. Sato,
Yes?
I'll be direct. Once this whole mess is over, would you consider me? Would you consider dating me with marriage in mind?
Huh? Wait, what? You and me? I didn't see that one coming.
You carry yourself so much more calmly than other girls. There's something elegant, almost regal about you. It's such a pleasure to see. I feel like I'd do anything if it was for you. You're the first woman that's ever made me feel this way. I think us meeting here had to be fate. We were destined to find each other.
Wow, you don't believe in curses, but you believe in fate?
Touche. But this time, I feel like I have no choice but to believe. So listen, I'm heading back to Tokyo next week. I was hoping you'd come with me.
Wow. Tokyo.
Just think it over, okay? I think it'll be a great chance for you.
This is a mess and a half. What the fuck? Ah, Christ. I had a feeling that was the case when we saw from frickin' Yuza's perspective that frickin' Tsukasa was crying, but damn it. I knew it was gonna be bad. I didn't think it'd be that kind of bad. I'm scared what he's gonna do if I say sorry, so I'll think about it.
It's not fair. Dropping that on me right after saying he helped save me. Frankly, I'm not interested at all, but if I reject him here and he takes it badly, I might lose his support. I'll just have to buy some time for now. I need some time to think it over.
Oh, so you're open to the idea at least. That's great. I'm glad to hear it.
What? What did you just say?
The face that he gained. For some reason, the face that Shotaro gained. How long have you been there?
Wait, what? Tsukasa? How long have you been there?
Oh, I didn't know you were there, Tsukasa. Have you been eavesdropping on our secret conversation? That's not very polite.
Now I just feel bad. No, I can't do this. Now I just feel like a dick. I can't do this. No, I gotta... Sorry, I'm
really not interested. I should nip this in the bud before it becomes a problem down the line.
I can't.
I'm sorry. What did you say? Wait, what? Tsukasa? How long have you been there?
Oh, didn't know you were there, Tsukasa.
It's your conversation. So that's really how it is. So, I'm so sorry. I had no idea. No, wait, Tsukasa. No, it's not what you think.
Really,
Tsukasa, wait.
What was that?
I'm sorry, I have to go.
his freaking face. Oh, Jesus. Oh, jeez. Oh, God! Wait, what the... What the heck? Oh, what the... Okay, interesting. This is a separate timeline or something. This is like a separate timeline or something along those lines. What the heck? Also, Birdboard. I think friends. What is happening? Best buds, in love, bad blood, and something. What the fuck? We'll look at this later. Wait. Freaking. There's something very funny about it. Just the expression here is so pain. Anyways, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end stream here for today. I know it's a little on the short side, but again, still kind of getting used to the swing of things streaming. If you want to join on the streams, I still gotta figure out a day, but follow the channel and you might get notifications if you want for that. Because again, I get nervous. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed and hope to see you all later. Peace.